What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I am, of course, your host, Reckless Rexx Ruger. That is, of course, the Freddie Mercury puppet. We're down to get with another great episode of Pod Scum. This one's going to be a fun one with a guy that I deeply admire and respect. Can't wait. Super excited. I know what you're thinking. Where do I know that quaff from? Where do I know that face from? Well, you might know me as Diamond David Lee Roth Jr., and the hard science will prove that soon. But I'll get down to more of that later. Our guest is here now, and we're going to fucking chop it up. This is where the cool kids come to chop it up with your boy, Rexx Ruger. No place else, and this one's going to be a fucking good one. I'm super stoked. Let's get down to it. Surprise, surprise. So I rub my eyes, and there is Rude Boy, so cool as ice.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm a lot better now that I see you, man, and I appreciate, man. You know, I know we'd set this up for later, man, but my schedule freed up. I know we got the time difference, man, so I wanted to kick it off and get it going as soon as I possibly could, man, which I figured you would probably appreciate.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's great. I only have most of the times I'm involved because I'm pretty approachable for certain people, and that means that throughout the day, if I'm free and I don't have to perform or whatever, or do other things, that I speak for hours with people.
Yeah.
And to a point, if you have to schedule yourself, and I kind of agree with what you were asking me, it's hard for me then from my side to basically get in touch with you. But now it's okay, because before you did this, I had a long conversation with my publisher for my book, and she's a nice lady who is very much involved in what I wrote, and they are so very proud to do this. She sees this as a private pet. This particular book is called Inside Outsider, by me. I wrote it myself, more than 600 pages.
And when will it be out? Because I think the last time that we talked, which was probably going on about a year ago, man, it was in the very early stages. I think you were just about to get cracking on it.
Yeah, but it's done. The only problem is what they need to do are certain necessary things, like checking every. Basically, they don't cut into what I'm saying. More connecting if the grammar is right and stuff like that.
Right.
But so it's minor details, but it takes a while, especially if it's a corrector, because they have to see if I got the periods ready and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even read the basically the story or the book, because they already checked that one out. But it's just, is this correct? Is this in the right place? So and so, nothing else.
And what can people expect from this? Like, is this a full-on proper memoir of your life?
Yeah, but the interesting thing is this: there are several red lines going on. One, first of all, the most important is obviously my life as a small person, getting brought up in this world, and what I've experienced and stuff like that. What kind of basically makes a character. You always take something from your character with you already, but the surroundings and the environment and people will have a big impact on you or not. The second part of the book is my life in the Urban Dance Squad and the end of it. And I will end from basically the moment in 2000 when Tresmana stopped. He really wanted the band to continue, but he couldn't make it anymore due to the fact that how he explained it to us in such a very strange way, by the way. But later on I understood he couldn't handle the journalists, basically journalists in Holland, not the journalists in Europe or the States, more in Holland. And he felt like this time he had to leave us, and he asked us basically to get a substitute, but we didn't, because we felt at that moment in 1999, 2000, that we respected this element and figured, no, we don't take anybody else, we dissolve.
Yeah.
But in 2005, funny enough, strangely enough, he was the one who initiated the comeback for a couple of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, there were only a few shows he wanted to do, because with him in his head, if I could look in his head, and if I know him well in that sense, he's the type of guy that wants to have control over what is going on. And the only way to do that is by saying the outside world will not know how many shows, could be in a year 2 or in a year 15,
Right.
but not the whole route like we used to do. So again, in 2014, I changed, but that has a different story. You have to ask me then what the deal was then. But in 2005, we did a couple of very big important shows in France and in Holland. And, they were great. And then we stopped because even the companies who were involved with us, they hoped that Fresh Monitors would continue, but they already knew that a no is a no. If he says, I'm doing 6 shows, then it's 6 shows it is, and nothing more.
Right.
And that's the type of person he was. My book also is not a romantic story, which means it's not a bitter book. There's a lot of humor there. There's a lot of strangeness there, especially from my point of view. I mean, I never was an addict, but I was kind of strange with certain things. My only flaws in my character, my only flaws are the same, in the same category as being quick-tempered,
Yep.
easy to be, emotional, stuff like that. I don't lie. I don't steal. I don't cheat in the sense to my friends. Stuff like, I don't care about status, actually. I don't care about basically money, but then again, my loyalty didn't brought me anywhere, but
Right.
that's something else. So in my book, I will basically cut myself down on particular things, but I have a lot to say about other people, and I have a lot to say about even within the group, because people do not understand that the agenda, like the emotional, musical agenda of the individuals in this collective, was spot on. But coming to, like, for instance, religion or politics, it was something completely different. And these are only 2 things that I can mention, because the rest was even worse, which means that we weren't fighting all the time, but it wasn't like Jane's Addiction was doing the last couple of days.
Right. Right.
That's
Yeah.
not us. But it was more like a Cold War. Every now and then showing that you disagreed, especially from my side, uh, and so on. So people who think it's funny, it's like a split personality thing. You might say that the collective, the Cold Urban Dance Squad, was an honest group towards the fans, or what you consider crowd and people. No lie there. But at the same time, if people would continue and count a particular element as, oh, they might have in their pocket also some great brotherly love for each other all the time. No, that wasn't the case, because things were very complicated. If you have a crew that exists of very complicated characters, you get something else. But you see, the loyalty towards each other, in the sense that you know what you're doing and why you're doing it,
Right.
makes it that it comes across like they are dope in every element of being Urban Dance Squad, and that wasn't the case. So that's an honest book. If I couldn't even talk about certain things, then what's the use of writing this book?
Right. I agree. Any type of memoir ought to be an honest portrayal, or what's the point,
What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was like in the Rolling Stones, and I only had to experience 2 very dramatic situations, like 2 deaths of a particular band member, it's a different world. It's a different story. You see, Keith Richards and Jagger and who's there? What's his name? Ron Wood.
Yeah.
They have something very special going on. Always did, probably.
Right.
And that's a different story. If they write it from their perspective, that's something else.
But yeah, Keith Richards' memoir was very scathing, and he did say a lot of stuff about Mick Jagger. You know, so
but
that was certainly honest.
Yes, but you will not let him down.
Right. Right.
Okay. So anyway, it was an, how should I put this? It was a great thing to be there. Even now, if I would do it I would probably do it different. But at the same time, I'm sorry for my eye, but
That's
at
right.
the same time, I would say I'm not going this route. I'm not going that route. My loyalty's different. You understand?
Yeah.
And back in the day, my loyalty personally was too big. And I never wanted to be the spokesperson of 4 other people. They bombarded me as being the guy who should speak out for them towards the world.
Right.
But the fact is, I started to hate it immediately, because if you look closely to the photos of the group, you will see me sometimes a little bit keeping a distance.
I noticed that.
That's probably my way of saying I'm there with them, but I ain't with them.
Right.
In the sense that something might going on, something that there's a disagreement about, and I'm like, how can I be 100% for 4 other people if I'm already in conflict with certain things?
Right.
And these battles inside of you in a group, they are very they take time, they take energy, they take your cool away. You get quick tempered in your mind, you blow off here. You might take it to the stage and it will be crystallized in something very special for the crowd to look at.
Yeah.
But little do they know. And it's okay. It's the way it should be. That's why music is so great, because music in general, you can take everything to the table and throw it in a mix. And it probably, if you look close and pay close attention towards yourself and stuff, and it's for the public, then it will be a great thing for the public.
Absolutely.
But you see, if you take Jane's Addiction, that's the other way. That's the totally opposite of that. Because these guys were supposed to be together in an agreement, and they deserve big money. They take this particular group with them who needed that money, and you fucking starting a half-ass vocal because you're into drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
Your wife with big breasts will tell another story, and you start hitting Dave Navarro for no fucking reason.
Yeah, crazy.
And then you destroy the whole thing. You're basically duping your people who love you.
Yeah.
Because now we ain't a religion, we ain't the Pope. But the fact is, you have to understand that if you want to play, and I guess they wanted to play, because otherwise, what's the use of coming on stage?
There? Right.
And they fuck it up like that?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Now, do you feel like you make a good point how you've kind of felt like, as the band progressed, you almost felt like a separate entity, and you felt there was like a wedge being driven there. You feel like that was starting.
That was the same for DNA, actually.
And you feel like that was did you feel like that was starting to affect the creativity? Because you guys, in my mind, and I tell everybody this, are one of the more, in my opinion, prolific, creative artists where in a sense where you guys were coming at music from so many different and interesting, different avenues. Do you feel like those tensions within the band were helping the creativity, or was it starting to tear it down?
Yes. But it became more, I wouldn't say unbearable, but you see, if I got a valve and I know the pressure can go out for myself, I will use that valve, even though that particular valve is not supposed to be used like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
Okay. So the funny thing is, if the Urban Dance Squad wanted this, they could have created till the end of times.
Right.
But I told you, the funny thing is, a lot of people speculated about me quitting the band. I never did. That's the most schizophrenic thing about it.
Yeah.
It was the guitar player who basically just cut off that tie,
Yeah.
cut the knot, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's a hat crack for everybody else, because I was supposed to be that dude that people would say, yeah, well, he's difficult. No, I'm myself. But you see, I'm pretty strange, but I'm workable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, if they would come to me right now, DNA is not the problem, because I consider DNA the main guy of the whole band. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
He brought me in the group.
Yeah.
If the DNA wasn't there, it was a good group.
He's the musical backbone. Yeah.
It's even worse. He's our secret weapon. Plus,
Yeah.
he's the guy who makes the band totally different.
Yeah.
That means you're gonna win anyway.
Right.
And that's how important DNA is to me. And I can acknowledge, I can testify on that. I mean, I'm that honest in that sense. I'm a very strange dude, but I'm that honest. And that's the reason also why me and him are doing Rude Boy Plays UDS. Forget the name, because there was copyright on Urban Dance Squad. That means that if we would use it, we had to take all 5 of them. But that was impossible, because in those days, nothing was really invested in, basically, in the group, and especially in me. The only one that I knew that would be close with me, funny enough, is DJ DNA.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why DNA hold the fort, and we probably come with a different name, which I cannot, not now, and do new things or stuff probably. But we have a lot to perform, and we are actually so good, that good. We are better than the Mark I Urban Dance Squad.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear that. I'm excited to hear that, because a lot of people might not know this who are watching this, but as you said, you are doing Rude Boy Does Urban Dance Squad, and it is you and DNA, but now this has become a fully realized band now. There are actual members in it now.
I will explain the members.
Yeah.
On guitar, on 6th string, that's a wire puller. A wire puller is Matthias from Bake.
Okay.
A blonde dude who is basically, when he was a very young kid, loved Nirvana, and especially Kurt Cobain, which meant that he took over basically the way of playing, but at the same time, he's totally different now. He looks like Kurt Cobain, especially in the days before a band called Green Lizard. You don't know the name, but in Holland there was something.
Okay.
And they made a tribute, and they asked me for the 25th anniversary of Nevermind, playing Nevermind in this particular group, and that was a success.
Okay.
But I knew when I saw this guy that he would be the selling ticket, because he looks awfully big, close like Cobain, especially the guitar playing and everything. He's that gifted.
He's got it.
He's a nice guy, Matthias.
Yeah.
So so you got Matthias, and we made a group because they asked me from France was a question about me. They saw me on the internet doing in the concert hall in Amsterdam, which was a big thing with MC Brainpower. He specifically asked me, MC Brainpower, hell of an MC, who organized a tribute to an NWA. And he asked me if I wanted to be involved. I said, it's an honor because it's NWA. And I did Straight Outta Compton perfectly with a whole orchestra and a band and stuff like that. And people, they loved it. And they saw footage from me rehearsing this thing, but the camera angle was on my back. And that went out on the internet. And they asked, what is he doing there? And they told him, why he's doing this. Then they asked him, what is our other things they are doing? They said, oh, that he's doing that. Then they asked me from France, didn't know these guys, is he willing to play in France? Because the bookers didn't forget him. Well, they wanted to ask me, but they said there's under one condition. He has to play at least 80% Urban Dance Squad songs. So I said yes. It just fell on my lap. I wasn't even doing anything about Urban Dance Squad. I was doing other things.
Right.
And we went, and they had to, basically, there were 3 prodigies in the group from Tres Manos, because they got lessons by Tres Manos in the School of Rock, let I put it that way. And that includes the drummer, the bass player, Axel, and Matthias. And they loved Urban Dance Squad so much that they had to remaster all these songs and check them out and basically dissect them. And to make a long story short, you can put us on every stage, any type of band, we knock them out because we are that good now. Otherwise, I would make myself ridiculous if I couldn't back this up. I know people cannot see this, but I ask you, invite you to come. I put you on the list or whatever, and we can talk with all the other dudes, and you will see for yourself.
Is it frustrating? Is it frustrating because you can't use the Urban Dance Squad name? And will this band be called something else?
Yeah, it will be called something else. Something that I already had in mind because of a song on the second album.
Okay.
But
and if you can't say it, that's fine. I just want to know like where this band is actually heading.
I'll be hardcore honest with you. Yes, sometimes it's bullshit. But you see, DNA came later. Me and DNA, he talked with me and he said, I'm thinking about using the name Urban Dance Squad nevertheless, because it's all bullshit. So probably if he comes back with this with me and basically suggests to do this, I'll do it. But just in case that he will not do it, then I have the name already, and he also already has the name, because on the live version of our last shows, we sell a live album. We produced that one, and that one is fucking well mixed and well mastered. It's a great album to have. You can hear the songs live with Jimmy Ace on the 24/7 Spies. We took them as support act. That man, especially Jimmy, but the whole crew, have been brothers always with me, because from the get-go, they are my brothers from the South Bronx. I'm basically rooting for the Bronx, especially South Bronx, because of them also, and the home of the Boogie Down. So
I've been talking back and forth for weeks now with Jimmy about getting him on the podcast. It's just been a schedule thing, but I'll get him. Oh,
you get him. Yeah. I will tell him, because I talk to him almost every time on FaceTime and stuff, and I will talk about you, and he will do it.
I appreciate
it. Don't worry about that. You got that in the pocket.
I love the Spies. Amazing band. Amazing.
They are the most honest people you ever met.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to ask, Urban Dance Squad, the legalities of the name. Whose name? Who has possession of the name?
I guess I don't even know that. It's not me. I'll be honest with you, because I didn't give a shit. I mean, I don't own names except my own name, and all the titles that I created and written. It's another thing that I'll be bluntly honest with you. If you ask me what I regret the most, is that my loyalty was so heavy that I have to fucking divide this thing with 4 other dudes. And even DNA told me, I never understood why you did that. But the thing is, they all had jobs, and the drummer is somebody who just kind of joined the enemy. He's one of the head A&Rs by Sony BMG in Holland, which is preposterous to me.
Yeah. And
I cannot even get regular jobs. I worked always hard, and I'm not the type of guy that goes to in the industry to be so-and-so and a big shot just because of my name. No, that's not me. I try to play it honest because my soul is there. But the point is, you will not win. And if it was up to me, I will fucking rewind that back and get my titles.
Well,
You know?
I almost feel like you always hear the saying, you know, I mean, possession is 9/10 of the law. I feel like if you and DNA are there and everybody else is cut ties and they've walked away, the last two guys standing ought to have squatters' rights to the name. You guys are essentially now Urban Dance Squad.
Lyric wise, they are mine.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be dividing this on the other three.
Right.
They are mine.
Right.
Not one letter was from anybody else.
Right.
So looking back on what happened with me now and with them, it's more than just to give me this shit back because I have nothing else.
Right.
But you see, I'm not going to cry about it right now. That is something you take with you, because in life, especially in music, you hear very strange stories, even stranger than I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
But that's how it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a guy who's squeamish or whatever, but it's not right. That's all I'm saying. But leaving that, me and DNA, we do well. The band is great. We're together, and we are trying to prove now a different spectrum, which means that someone with own sounds. But that's will be later. I cannot tell too much about that.
Okay.
But
fair enough.
That you will, if you keep in touch with me, and I will find you and tell you we got a new album, new songs, stuff like that.
Now,
in time.
And now, when you jump up on that stage now, and of course, I haven't witnessed what you're doing right now live in person, but I've watched plenty of YouTube videos. You look like you're still bringing that same passion, that same energy. How do you feel, these days? Because I see a lot of bands that are extremely young bands that don't bring half that amount of energy. Now, you turned 60. You turned 60 years old this year, and you look fantastic.
Shall I tell you why? First of all, I believe that I'm in the category of Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
But that's something not very important. The thing is this. About 35 years ago, I knew that I wanted to continue. That meant that I had to invest from that moment. Let me say we started in 86.
Right.
But in 87, I did particular work. And from that moment, never stopped. So I invested more than so many over 30 years to get to the point where I'm at now. That was my investment. And I knew that, and I focused on it, which means you're going to eat different. That doesn't mean I'm not eating a hamburger every now and then or fries.
Right.
But throughout the regular days, I count calories. I do extremely heavy work, bodybuilding and cardio and all the stuff. I stand up at 5:30. If it was up to me in Holland, I would work out at 3 o'clock at midnight. But Holland is not like the United States, because in the United States, your sports culture is much better in the sense that it's very normal to have a gym that is open 24 hours every day of the year.
Yeah, and we do.
We'll not find it too much here.
Yeah.
And where I live in Amsterdam, you don't get that.
Right.
But and the culture is different. I'm not saying that people don't want to work out. It's getting even more and more people get involved in doing, sports and stuff. But being sportive, they have a different life, like a physical training life. But the mentality in the United States is different because you guys kind of invented it. So what I'm trying to say is, all these years, I put work there, blood, sweat, no tears, actually.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it helped me to do what I'm doing now, and it will not stop. And that's where the name Mick Jagger comes in. I believe that because of Mick Jagger, back in the day, if you were like 20, you couldn't even remember that you would turn 40 and do rock and roll, right? Remember those days?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
because of Mick Jagger, it doesn't really matter anymore.
You can do it in your 80s.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
And have you seen the way he moves?
Sure. Yeah. And
I know
he's in his 80s.
He's smart because
Yeah.
the thing is he's doing particular routines. He eating totally different than most people.
Yep.
He got obviously he's filthy rich, which means that he got his specific training and specific people who help him with food and stuff when he needs to go on tour.
Yeah.
But he got different shoes, which is very important. The shoes that he uses, they are made for his for his elements and points that he pointed out that he needed a shoe like that. He got them. It has to do with being slippery on the stage and stuff like that. He can't afford that. So he's doing these things. And I think because of him, that there's a new era going on that where you can be 80 and just do hardcore rock and roll.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you take a band like these punk bands from back in the day, from England, what's their name? I forgot who they were. Because I don't know if it was that's a particular big name that came back, and they were lousy live on stage because they couldn't live up to that standard from the past.
Right.
The thing is this: if your name is big, but you can't hack it really in real time, you're destroying a name actually.
Right.
Because your name in general is money, is worth a lot of money. If you are considered like somebody went through the glass ceiling, your name is everything. So if you come back in 30 years, that's no problem. But you have to fucking prove to people that that there's a reason that you're coming back. And
that's why I think it'd be great if you guys got to keep the name Urban Dance Squad, because there is branding and there is name recognition there already.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to talk with DNA about it again. So
and there is a certain buzz too. There is a certain buzz because contrary to what you might think, with how the band is done over the years or whatever, there is certainly still a big groundswell. And you guys, I'm sure I don't have to tell you this. You guys still have a huge cult following, and you guys are very revered for what you've done in the past or whatever. So I think if there's a buzz going around, that there is an Urban Dance Squad that is back, regardless of who the members are, the fact that you and DNA are both there. But, just hearing the name Urban Dance Squad is going to generate a lot of excitement for people. Yeah,
because the main guy is like the front singer, the front man is there, and the DJ, and the band is extremely good.
Yeah.
You got on bass, you got Axel van Rooyen, of the name Axel van Oort. That's a hell of a player.
I'm so glad you're saying the names because I had them written down and I knew I was going to fuck them up.
And Jochem van Rooyen, Jochem van Rooyen, is the drummer. Dude is incredible. Plus, it's maybe a little thing you like to know. He's connected with these guys like Jane's Addiction personally, and particular members from bands from LA. He knows that scene well because they're friends of him or whatever. And the same goes for the Chili Peppers because they were still in contact. He was still in contact with them. But these aren't, I don't want to mention them as a form of name dropping, but to give you an idea that these kids don't walk with kitty blocks or play in the sandbox. They know what they're doing. They know their instrument very well. And they know the songs, Urban Dance Squad songs that we play very well. And it comes across that most of them who saw us, we sold out shows. Plus we worked with great guys, Fun-Loving Criminals. These dudes are very nice people.
The best. I've had a couple of them on the show. I love them.
They're great guys.
I've had Frank on, who's a fantastic guy, and I've had the new lead singer now.
Yeah. Nice people.
Great
I cannot say otherwise.
Yeah.
And
great guys, and a lot like you guys. What's great about them, and that's why it's a great bill seeing them playing with you, is that they're also a band that does something very unique.
Exactly, and they have the good mentality. They're honest. They're good people. They're fun to be with.
Yeah,
that's the reason why we tour together now. Because next month we're touring a couple of shows with them. I'll probably have to do a show with a big name in Germany, called H Blocks. I remember them from back in the day. So I'll be okay in that sense. Right now, I don't perform the couple of weeks, but I'm involved in another crew called the Niemanders. And the Niemanders are a group. The word Niemander means nobody. There's nobodies.
Okay.
Which it means like the first record I can recommend you. You can get it on Spotify. It's called Niemander 1. And it deals with jailbird people in jail who wanted to make music. And it was a hell of a task, but that album was great. But the second one is Niemanders 2, and that deals with the refugees.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. That album is like a masterpiece. It's like a magnum opus. And I was an honor to ask me. I had to substitute a Somalian singer or rapper singer who made me cry. But the guy wasn't just jumped out because he's from back in Somalia. He's a big name. He's like the biggest name ever. So when they were in the refugee camps in Holland, if you mention his name, then suddenly everybody came in droves to see this guy.
Yeah.
I have to substitute this man, and I did. The problem was I wanted to sing in Somali language because I felt it was so great. I wanted to do the same thing. So I asked one of those founders of the Niemanders, Wout Kempkes. Wout Kempkes is one of the guitar players who's excellent. That's a genius. And Rocco Osserman, that's even more genius. I asked him if I could get in touch with this guy, if he could help me out phonetically with the words, because I don't speak Somali.
Right.
And this guy was not to be found. I came from the hospital. I waited for weeks and maybe months. And this dude is not to be found while he's still in Holland with a cell phone number. Didn't pick it up. So much to my chagrin, I had to rewrite these things from Somali into American English with a totally different angle. So I had to portray and basically imagine myself as a refugee coming from a boat and doing these things. And I succeeded. Everybody thought it was incredible, but in my heart, I had a problem because I wanted to do him. That was the biggest mistake I made because I was supposed to do myself. And that not right now, I'm doing it and it works.
Right.
So in my mind, I kind of had to change from that Somali thing to American English and see myself as Rude Boy doing it, while the songs basically are him. So I'm involved with them, and man, let me tell you, the music is so good.
Yeah.
It will knock you out to every fucking corner of the room because it's just work from a genius, really.
And now Cold Vein is officially done, correct?
Yeah, it's done. I have a couple of records for you if you like. But that story, never a boring moment. You understand? I cannot. The thing is, I don't want to bitch because the drummer is my best friend still. The other twos are politically too involved, being leftish, left field, or left, and that's no problem with me. I can work with anybody, right, left. I don't care who you are.
Right.
Just don't do two things. One is being dishonest. That wasn't the case in that sense. Two, get involved in things that don't concern you politically.
Right.
So on X, I said some sharp words about people that had the narrative of being so-called righteous, where in my point of view, they weren't. And a couple of guys that I don't even know, they went to my guitar player and my bass player and said, yo, Rude Boy is saying so-and-so and so-and-so. And I didn't know what they were saying, and I didn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So they came like in a very half-assed way. First, they asked me on telephone if they could come to Amsterdam, which normally they never did. I always went to Nijmegen, that's in the south of Holland, where their base is actually. But I thought, no problem. Then the second time, they wanted to talk about something. Then I had a hunch like something's fishy here. So I discussed, and they talked about that they heard people saying things that I was saying things on Twitter, which is now X. I said, later, stop the buck. This is where the line stops. I told him, I said, listen, first of all, what I'm saying is not really very important. It's just an opinion, and it's not even outrageous. Second, I don't have to be on the home plane to tell you what the hell is am I saying there. You're not my dad. You're not my father. You're nothing. You're supposed to be my brothers. You're supposed to be knowing I'm righteous.
Right.
Because why did you get me in the group for years if you had a question mark about my righteousness?
Right.
So I told him, I'm not going to discuss things that other people said to you and you're asking me. No, I don't deal with that. I can deal with things that you might say, hey, whatever, if it's very controversial, whatever, in their book, and I know it's not, but I can say, hey, okay, I understand you. But you cannot tell me that I'm supposed to say nothing about something that you don't even know about,
right,
and that doesn't have your concern. So that was basically, I will spare you all the other details, but to put it in a nutshell, that kind of destroyed the thing, except the drummer who knew that I wasn't not only lying, but he understood what I was saying in general as a human being, as a person having an opinion, like I respect every other person who has an opinion.
Sure.
Any type of, and it wasn't even that, it wasn't brazen, it wasn't something you have to worry about. So to me, that's it's pretty offensive. Nobody can do that to me. I'm a root boy. I'm supposed to have an own way of thinking.
But I also think it would be hard. It would be hard to imagine you as somebody that wouldn't be open to other people's opinions, because I feel like that's what the whole essence of what Urban Dance Squad music was all about. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Accepting everybody's thought process and everybody's way of life and kind of fusing it and melding it all together. You know what I mean? I always got that out of what you guys did, you know?
Exactly. I have nothing to add to this. So people are supposed to know me and recognize the character I still am.
Right.
If you can't, I can understand. I can even live with that.
Right.
But you can't put it to the point where I have to, how do you call, I'm responsible or towards particular people who don't even know what I was saying.
Justify everything you're saying.
Nobody told me what was the thing.
Right.
Then I said, listen, this is worse than gossip.
Yeah.
I ain't dealing with that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. And I'm fine with it. I mean, I understand even now.
Yeah.
But they better not come to me and come up with the same card. They don't, by the way, but the drummer and I are close because he and I, we work as brothers. That's a drummer called Francis.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a nice guy. He's a great guy. I saw him last week. If I'm involved with the Niemanders, he loved that show. He said that was one of that show was incredible because there was so much talent there from Syria, Somalia, Yemen, and my brothers. And the musicians are incredible. The singers, the lady singers, incredible. I have no words for them. I get better because of them. Just to get involved, I get better.
Now I'm very excited, about this book coming out, and I want to know it all in the book, like where you stand, because you are such an honest guy. If I'm looking at the timeline of where the Urban Dance Squad kind of fits in, I feel like there was the Red Hot Chili Peppers in the mid 80s were really the first ones really fusing rap and rock together. And then in 1992, I feel like fucking Faith No More put out Angel Dust, which was coming from a lot of different directions, an amazing album. Rage Against the Machine got hot around 92, 93. And then in the late 90s, there was the Corns, there was the Limp Bizkit, but that was, again, back to fusing just kind of rap and rock. But in the middle, what you guys did in the middle right there, though, I feel like, you know, or I'm asking more or less, do you feel like you guys are really the pioneers of your own fucking sound? And do you get the credit that you deserve?
In all honesty, definitely.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I'm not lying.
Because you guys weren't just doing rap rock. It wasn't just rap rock with you guys. I didn't get the sense that, you know, I was listening to the Chili Peppers.
In the book, you see, way before me in probably 85, in 84 or 83, I started to listen to electro music.
Yep.
That was the thing to me that was coming from a different planet. Because where I was coming from as a small kid, the Beatles are basically my fathers. I have 5 fathers.
Yeah.
The Beatles are my father. So coming on that with the Yardbirds, the Ink Spots, the Day Clock 5, the Kinks, especially the Kinks, then XTC, the Talking Heads' first album, 77 album, stuff like that. The Sex Pistols, I became a Rude Boy because of the Specials.
Right.
Period. I became a two-tone Rude Boy because of them.
Right.
And I never went back because to me, I belonged there. It was for me.
Right.
Because so you already get involved in punk rock in any which way you choose. Then the probably the most powerful revolution in minimal music, I consider that minimal music, the frontier of minimal music, is to me hip hop, in the sense, especially the rapping, because to rap, to talk like that, was something out of this world, actually, if you did it well.
Right.
So it took me actually LL Cool J, because that was the signal for me. Now I need to tell people I'm going to do this, because in the beginning I was just a devotee of shit.
Right.
So in 85, without knowing it, DJ DNA and a guy called Marcel Wouters and Silvano Matadino, the bass player, they went to UK Fresh. And UK Fresh was the festival based on those Street Sounds electro compilations that I used to listen to.
Okay.
They were big in whole England. So they made a big fucking festival out of it, where you only saw people like Steady B, who ripped the stage, actually. Steady B, It's My Beat and stuff like that. And they said to themselves, wait a minute, this is all great, but there must be a possibility to do it live, like with real musicians.
Right.
And that's how they went back to Utrecht. Then later on, DNA will find me, and he brought me into the group. And I never left, because they felt I was talking about it in my book. I explain everything. And that's basically the story. So we had a different sound, and the difference is this, very important. I was in the hip hop scene, and DNA was in the hip hop scene.
Okay. So
you can never say that Urban Dance Squad sounds like the Peppers. Why? Because the Peppers have a different own sound. I repeat my words, a special own sound based on rap, but more in the funk version combined with punk, the way they see it. We see it from the connection from the DJ as a traditional instrumentalist. And in that sense, a band by itself.
Yeah.
And an MC as a lead vocal. You see the difference?
Yes.
It's not like I'm rapping. No, I was an MC.
Right.
That makes the difference. The difference is these two connections into a group, and that makes a whole different game. And we had and I'll repeat my words, no competition. The reason why I was signed by the United States of America is we had no competition. Nobody sounded like us.
So do you think maybe you guys were a victim almost of being too ahead of your time?
Yes. And I must say, again, if I say I'm honest, I I try to show that to you.
Yeah.
And here it comes again. You see, if I was an American, like American citizen, and the band, it would be a totally different thing.
You guys would have been the biggest thing ever. Yeah, I agree.
Come from Europe. We
Yeah.
come from the smallest country, probably, except Luxembourg
Yeah.
and Belgium.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no way that the United States of America, the basically the main rock of no, I should say it different. The main power of journalism and music will not even agree with this, let alone those involved in the music coming from segregated areas, because the segregation in the music was still there and basically still is.
Right.
They would never get away unless they see us. Then they realize, oh, wait a minute, these guys are dope because they are real. And that happened with me when the Urban Escort came in Hollywood, where I was visited by a whole South Central, and people like Dave Funkenklein, who's rest in peace. He was a great human being. He took with him Casual T. He took with him DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill, from 783. And he brought Grandmaster Cash with him, and they saw witness my show. And they came to my bus, and they said, brother, that shit was no fucking joke.
Yeah.
So that made me happy, because I felt like, wow, getting this respect from these amount of people, particular people, is all that. Funkenklein told me that night, he said, whole South Central checked you out. And it was pretty packed, not only because of people like Mike Muir and Suicidal Tendencies and Rubber Trio, who danced on stage, actually.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm actually going to see Suicidal Tendencies next year with Metallica. My first time. Can't wait.
There was a documentary that my friends try to make, an international one, where they also asked Mike Muir right nowadays. Mike Muir doesn't want to talk about these things anymore, because Mike Muir lives a different, and I respect that. I always respected him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because back in the day, he loved Urban Escort so much that he got involved even on Fastlane by himself doing the video. I obviously was one of the first who made cameos with people. Ice-T, Grant Rollins, I knew all of them.
I'll tell you, yeah, I was just going to say, another guy whose opinion I respect the hell out of and have had the opportunity to meet is Henry Rollins, and he loves you guys. Loves you guys.
That man is one of the best people I ever met.
Greatest. He's really a personal hero of mine for everything that he stands for, and
rightfully so, because the man is smart as a whip.
He's one of those Renaissance men. He is. He's a true Renaissance guy. He is.
And that guy is living his life in the best way. I mean, that any human being can do. Yeah. Because he's taking his time. He's every second, every minute he uses wisely for himself in the right way, in a very harmonic way, learning from people, learning from his environment, etc., and so on. And he's a hell of a dude.
Yeah, I honestly think right now, man, that in 1989, as I said, you guys are probably ahead of your time, but I firmly believe right now, if an album like Mental Floss for the Globe came out today, it'd be the biggest thing in the fucking world. It would.
I'm making I'm trying to make a new record, but in time, But yeah, I guess you're right. I think so, because people seem to miss this particular mentality, this particular way of bringing things to the public. The music has never been diluted by us.
Right.
That's the only thing that stands, is the music, and we prove it right now. Because you see, fun-loving criminals, for example, ain't stupid. If the first time we worked with them, they immediately liked us. We liked them. But it's about them. They felt like, let's tour with them again.
Yeah.
That second tour, I got basically destroyed because I had a extreme heavy case of pneumonia, and I had to go in the hospital. I had to fucking every day use 9 gallons of oxygen, because I couldn't do shit. I couldn't
Yeah.
even hold my own poop.
Yeah.
I basically was dying actually.
Yeah.
I just, I'm pretty strong. So it was a miracle that it took me basically a small amount of time to get back. So I did. And I just destroyed. I even got better actually. So
well, you were probably helped by all that good living that you were talking about doing earlier, though. That probably paid dividends for you.
yes, because I never smoked.
Yeah.
I was not a binge out man when it comes to liquor. I don't basically drink, but if I'm with you and you would grab a beer, I probably do it but out of solidarity and get rid of that shit quick, fast in my stomach and try to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
The second one will floor me, actually.
I'll tell you what, the majority of my guests on this podcast, and I've done hundreds of them, man, are usually musicians. And when I ask them the question if they're able to find any new music nowadays as fans, you know what I mean? Or do they fall back and listen to the stuff that they're used to? A lot of the musicians have the same, kind of spin the same story on here. It's hard for them to go out and find new bands out there that really push the envelope and challenge them. And that's what I think you guys did so well. If someone tells me that there's a band out there that is going to give me elements of jazz and R&B and funk and soul and alternative and hip hop, I'm fucking all in. You know what I mean? And that's what you guys were able to do, which a lot of bands weren't able to fuse that many elements. There were bands, like you said, the Chili Peppers, that could fuse a little bit of punk and a little bit of rap. There were bands like Rage Against the Machine could fuse a little bit of hip hop and a little bit of hard rock in there, man. But not but not to the degree that you guys could.
It's hard to talk about this by myself, but I know what you mean. I try to be honest and be righteous about things and be real and try to not to insult people unless they insult me. Then I'm like the devil.
Right.
I'm gonna jump on the table and dance on your dinner table. But
and again, I'm not saying anything bad about those bands. I'm just saying, man, that the amount of things that you were able to infuse into your music and the different genres that you were able to encapsulate and put pieces of into your music is staggering. I listen to your music and I can hear at least 10 or 12 different genres all fused in there, and that's rare.
I'm happy that you're saying it because I can defend myself. Give you an explanation by another group called The Clash.
Yeah.
You see, what I love about The Clash from the day one, because obviously I'm a fan from way back.
Yeah.
When if you look closely to, especially London Calling album, you don't even believe what you hear.
Right.
They all over the board. You will find so many influences per song. You're like, with Sandinista, one of the things, and keep in mind that I know exactly what I'm saying. When Sandinista came out, most of the journalists in England and in Holland, in the general thing was, I don't know, they sound like 10 different bands. That was considered bad.
Yeah.
I thought the other way. You're full of shit.
Me too.
These songs give you the idea that these guys are so fucking great.
Yeah.
Coming with totally different elements and give a true A+ on that.
And they're challenging the fans and the listeners. They're challenging, they're pushing boundaries.
Nowadays, if you hear people, especially the same journalists or the new ones, talking about Sandinista as a masterpiece, but trust me, they didn't see it like that.
Yeah.
I was there. Listen, I had that album immediately. And I remember well, when I read the reviews, I got steam out of my nostrils, basically.
Yeah.
Because I said, what the fuck he's talking about?
Yeah.
And now it's funny how the world works, like coming back on shit and saying, yeah, but they did so it was a masterpiece. Motherfucker, you weren't there saying the same words where I was there, when I was there, right? And they influenced me big time. So I'm thank you for the fact that you're saying what you're saying, because I always admire the Clash, knowing that Urban Dance Squad has these ingredients not to be the Clash,
Right.
but to be Urban Dance Squad in a sense that they tap from different barrels. And it's not like, I want to explain this real clearly. It's not like you go in and try to make a reggae song. That's bullshit.
Right.
It is something that's in the air, which means that if you're smart enough and you got the right antennas as a collective or even as an individual, you might do something crazy, because the Urban Dance Squad always worked in hours on a stage that was considered our living room and our workplace, called the free floor. In Dutch, it's the vrije vloer. DNA was there all the time. And the point is, we jerked around. First, we talked a lot, and then we start working. That could last for hours in the night. So that's one of the reasons why the Urban Dance Squad's life so good, to a point, because we put work there, and at the same time we created new songs, or should I say vehicles, to make the song, where it just boiled down to somebody is starting his instrument, then the other guy jumps in, then another guy jumps in.
Right.
You let it go. In the meantime, I'm listening to what it is, which means that I'm involved in the music too. I could tell Tres Monas, the guitar player, Tres, that particular guitar line you did, that was incredible. Can I keep it like that? And he took me so serious that he felt like, yeah. Whereas other people work different, but the Urban Dance Squad kind of did things, and then suddenly it crystallized into a song, something that, and then the second phase could be the next day or a week later. We analyze what we did that first day. To analyze means that you already heard the tapes, because we recorded everything.
Mm-hmm.
You heard the tapes back. There were tapes made, sent to us, or given with us for home. You study the tapes. You come back together and say, remember this song? We listened together. And it's like, yeah. These elements are no joke.
Yeah.
This is a song. This is how Urban Dance Squad works.
Yeah.
Again, it's not about let's make a reggae song. It will not work for you.
Yeah.
It will not fucking work for you, because it's in the air or it isn't. And if you stumble subconsciously towards a thing from the West Indies, and it's very easy in a sense, because DNA on his turntable always threw shit in.
Yeah. Interesting shit.
We build around what he was doing sometimes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
most of the time. The first two albums for real. The third was different because he was gone. But the point is, with DNA doing something really funny on the turntable, the other guy picks it up. The drummer drums on it. Shit like that.
Right.
So before you know, you have a whole ball of wax where you don't even, you feel that there's something going on, but you had to figure it out what it really is. What is it? What is actually really talking to you? And when you figure that one out at home or together, then you know you have the song. That's how we worked.
Yeah.
And
now,
that's, again, to me, the Clash worked like that.
Now, I'm curious as to, especially in the early 90s, a lot of bands, especially bands that were doing something interesting like you guys were, a lot of alternative bands, were getting launched and getting a lot of exposure early on those Lollapalooza tours. Why didn't you guys ever end up on a Lollapalooza?
Brother, it's cool that you asked this, but it's got nothing to do with Lollapalooza, but more with the band itself. Again, I told you my book.
Yeah.
It's very...
That seemed like that would have been a festival tailor-made for a band like yours.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. I agree. It's the band itself as a collective. And keep in mind, I'm not the hat kingpin here. I'm not even Jesus Christ superstar with a cherry pie hot in the hand.
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm telling you straight up now. The band made these mistakes themselves. I can tell myself, and there are witnesses from the corporate record company who knew that I was the first one when they asked me to do Mandafloss a whole year again, touring, that I said yes. They wanted me to stay in the States with the group. I said yes. But 30 seconds later, I told them, you got another problem. You got to ask the other dudes, because I knew how they thought about, in my world, very childish takes on what the United States of America is. You see, I understand United States of America that most of the times Americans in general, no, I have to, a lot of Americans, they lie a lot. The culture is built on lies. But the thing is, it doesn't matter, because if you use a lie so great, it becomes something else. Americans are good at that.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is this, that doesn't give a European or anybody the right to judge the Americans in that sense, maybe in politics, but not into this business and this world. Because Europeans, if they have strong feelings in a negative way about the United States of America, they shouldn't fucking perform in the States.
Right.
We said yes because we loved it. Now you can't fucking tell me while you're playing that you feel like we got to go back for the European fans, quote unquote, and that they are the focus right now. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because Europe will follow America. It's not the other way around then.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Good
the
point.
power lies in the States, not there. I was in a collective that these suckers couldn't grasp this whole thing I'm explaining to you. So in a point, there was a unwritten law, or a couple of them, which is almost Stalinistic, which meant that if one person didn't agree, the whole deal was off, which is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking back on it, if you would ask me if I would do something different, oh yeah, I would tell him with a pistol on his fucking temple, you do the fuck what's asked from you. Why? Because if you want to have creative freedom, that means money. That means we can tell the record company, because they are satisfied about the money, to do whatever the fuck we want to do. That was my focus.
Yeah.
And if you can't understand this, you're making the wrongest decisions in your career.
Absolutely.
Which means that they didn't want to do spring break. I'm not going to tell everything right now, but I'm doing it in parts.
Yep.
They didn't want to do spring break. Worst of all, they didn't want to do the extra Living Color touring, because Living Color wanted it, the management wanted it, the record company wanted it, except Urban Dance Squad, the other four. And they refused spring break. If you're going to do that to a company who, and I must be honest about this, they wanted to make us rich. I repeat my words.
Yeah.
I had the best A&R. That was just a coincidence. I happened to have the best A&R in the world, and they wanted to make us rich. They loved us so much, and I'm not lying here, that they did everything for us. But this band was hard to promote. It was hard to follow. And it's the band itself who said no and went to Europe to make the second album. The Americans by that time, who did everything, Arista, by Tom Ennis, Marty Diamond, and basically Clive Davis, the head nigger in charge, they felt like, why? And we made the second album, and they figured they had the mentality by then, you know what, let's see what they do. But basically, I wouldn't say that the love died, but the love that they gave us was totally different with the second phase. Because the Urban Dance Squad refused to do certain things.
Yeah.
And I said, and I quote, let the record show. I do not agree, but it's like the majority, therefore I have to stand in line. But if you would ask me right now or later back then, would I do it otherwise? Oh, fuck yeah. I will fucking get a 6-shooter out.
Yeah.
and tell them, shut the fuck up. You're fucking coming in a different market at your own will, and don't come in with its American USA crap like the Americans are hard. We are not Americans. Who gives a shit?
You wanted to keep on touring, and you wanted to keep on. You wanted to keep you wanted to keep the you wanted to keep mental floss for the globe, the momentum going.
Even better.
Yeah.
They asked me, Rude Boy, we believe in this band. We want you to stay because we know we can break you. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
So I said, no problem, no problem. I understand everything you're saying because I see it that way.
Yeah.
No, I'm not the guy who's a careerist. So it's not being a careerist. It's seeing reality and the opportunity in that reality.
Yeah.
So I told him at least 3 times, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Then I told him, you got another problem. You have me in your camp, but you got to convince the other 4.
Right. Right.
And that's
right.
where the problem was. So I'm telling you straight up facts here. You can throw it around. You can throw it at the old members. And I will tell them it's the way it is.
Yeah.
I wrote my book because these are one of these elements, to give you an example, what a book is all about. I will fucking flaunt shit like that and tell you the real deal. And people might say he's getting vindictive. No, I'm telling you the real deal. People want to know what really was going on. This was what's going on. And
So
I have people to back this up. That's the worst thing. I have my friend Norman Capullas. You should be in touch with him, by the way. I will give you
Okay.
He's very important because for 10 years, he did this documentary idea on his own because he's a fan of the band and felt that there should be a very strong documentary.
Yep.
I told him, I work with you, but you got another problem. I prophesied that he would have problems with the others. And I was right. And he knows. He told me this. Years, the drummer didn't want to cooperate. Then he wanted. Then he claimed to give him all the material from back in the past, even before we had record deals or that the Urban Dance Court was in his baby steps. He didn't keep his promise. He was stalling for no fucking reason. Nobody understood why, for reasons unknown. And to the end, it was unworkable. Then I told him, you know what? You got to leave these others out unless American acts like Public Enemy, Living Color, Limp Bizkit talk about the Urban Dance Court without us getting involved. He basically succeeded in, should I say, half of the material or 3/4. But he's picking it up probably. But to give you an example how the drummer is out of it, again, I don't like him one bit. I'll be honest.
I can tell.
because of yeah, but DNA knows
Yeah.
that it's true what I'm saying.
Right.
You should talk to DNA, but DNA will give his different insights of it that will not, should I say, deviate from what I'm saying, but different.
Yeah.
And DNA knows I'm not a liar.
I'll have DNA on. Me and him have talked many times. Yeah.
So my book is about all things and cool things and funny things and outrageous things and strange things. And every now and then things like that. My last chapter is an epilogue, actually. And that sums it really up.
Yeah.
There was so much dirt to be found that I better not talk about it because it's a waste of time. I wrote it down. I'll be honest, I have people to back it up, so nobody can call me a liar. That's very important to me. I talked to my personal manager who has even more to say about it, who was the manager of Urban Dance Squad. I'm feel okay because I'm happy because I got it out of my chest. I don't have to explain it anymore. I don't have to explain my life with all the trauma. It's over. I just put it in the book. The book is called Inside Outsider, which sums it all up, actually. I was in many ways, even as a child, but actually I was out because once in, you either want to go out,
Right.
or you know you're out,
Right.
or you feel like you're out. And that's been the story of my small, strange life, and also in music, because obviously you take things with you. Obviously, you're not only taking yourself with you, but also elements that kind of react on what you are.
Well, so Mental Floss for the Globe was such a masterpiece of an album, but yet all this stuff was going on and you felt a certain way about wanting to promote the album and stay on tour more. How did you find the strength to go in and make Life in Perspectives of a Genuine Crossover, which is an absolute masterpiece in and of itself and a great follow-up album? That must have been very tough for you.
Yeah, because I left the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did the lyrics at home and stuff like that. And came back on my own and brought a friend with me.
Yeah.
But you see, loyalty is a very big word.
Yeah.
The definition is broad. I prove that by saying I fucking do not agree. I'm bitching about everything, but I was stupid enough to be loyal, because the music in that moment and all these years was something you could hold on to. Or should I say, it's like oxygen bottles that you take and you say, oh, I can breathe. Then you leave the whole vicinity and figure out, okay, let's see what we've done. And then you start breathing again, obviously, if you like it. And you fight every battle in a sense that every album could be a battle in itself and by itself and inside of you. Because of loyalty, which is not only the perfect glue, but it's also could be a very powerful engine to do the things you want to do, or to do the things that is asked of you. And I never, once creating and rehearsing, that's not lying to you, even if the process could be go haywire for a couple of seconds or maybe 15 or 10 minutes. That's not the problem. I love that. It's the creating, the rehearsing, the playing that never lied to me.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff outside music in general lies to me. And in this particular band, little elements of people that you have to basically take on your chin are something that could be of a nuisance, but loyalty is a big word, man. Loyalty,
I can really sense your frustration. I mean, you guys dropped Mental Floss. It's an absolute masterpiece of an album. You want to keep on touring. You're getting spots on American television. I remember seeing you guys on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. You have a video in regular rotation on MTV, and you got guys in the industry telling you, we believe in you and we think you guys are going to be fucking huge. And then you're trying to pull everybody else along and nobody's with you. It's got to be very frustrating.
That's probably not even the word, but you see, you have to, in the end, and even at that moment,
you guys were on the cusp. I believe it's something big. You know, if you guys would have ended up on a Lollapalooza and getting in front of an audience like that, it is frustrating, because I think that could very much change your trajectory of you guys.
Yes, it's just I'm trying to be honest and positive about it, because the thing is, it's not age, it's just the time you learn things.
Right.
It's not age. Bullshit.
Right.
Throw it in the dustbin. It's time.
Yeah.
And that can make you see things. It takes time. So now, if you ask me a couple of years ago, I realized that even more and more, and now I'm on the point where, this is the way it was. Shit happens like that. I might have my disagreements, but I'm still living a life which is perfect. I don't need a lot. Let me try to explain what I mean with this. I drown in sound still. If I'm alone, like now, because normally I would be with my girl, and she lives in a totally different city, has a hell of a job, blah, blah. She had a great profession. I see her in the weekends, every weekend, like I'm going either there or she's coming to me because of her son, youngest son. So I'm most of the times alone. It's perfect. Why? Because I can do some kind of digging into myself. It's a painful process back in the day, but you come to a point where you hit so much like the dark void, but it's the music, like my favorite records, favorite book, or favorite movie, that these are ropes thrown into the abyss where I can climb out. And that process is very necessary because um, you ask yourself the best questions ever. Who are you? Were you right on the particular thing or
Yeah.
not? If
Yeah.
so, you take that the way it is. If it's not, you take that the way it is and do something about it in your head and your heart. You have to cleanse yourself, and it got to be crystallized into a different way of thinking, a different way of mentality, and so on. And this is what I'm mastered at right now. And that doesn't make me Jesus Christ with an apple pie in his hands.
Yeah.
It makes me a guy who's trying to be honest, his utmost, till the day I die, because
Yeah.
your ego should always be under construction.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. You win some, you lose some. I get hit on the chin. Next time I might hit back.
Right.
So I just telling straight up. If people ask me what happened, this is my only story I have.
Right.
I'm not making it up.
Right.
I don't try to paint myself as somebody who's holier than. I'm not trying to tell you that I'm a hell of a dude. I'm trying to tell you that things are not the way you think it was. And that's my job. I mean, if I wouldn't do that, I just shouldn't take nobody serious like that. I mean, I haven't obviously did not learn anything. I have to understand that I have to learn. And that means also that I have to see the flaws of other people. And you see, if you let me tell you something. If you are in a band right now, the tendency of a nice band is that in the beginning, they keep the laundry inside, not outside, the dirty laundry.
Right.
You keep it inside. Why? Because it's a collective. It's a group of people who made a decision to deal with each other for a particular reason and a particular purpose. If you out of the loop, and all of them are, there ain't no loyalty anymore unless you invest in it.
Right.
They didn't invest in me. The only one who is DJ DNA and me. The others didn't. So DNA is a guy that learned from whatever the mistakes he made. He's a different person right now. The second, he was always a great musician and guy because that guy's inventive. I like to be with people who are inventive. I don't want to be with people who are not.
Yeah.
Then I might just try to study accountancy and see if I can deal with that.
Right.
But the point is, this is what I am. I always was like that as a youngster. In my book, I dwell on it. I never wanted to be a musician. That's the funniest thing. I just drowned in the sounds from 3 years old. My father was in the best band from Suriname. He got the most women, actually, which is not. I had my mother, much to her chagrin, had to witness this.
Yeah.
But I saw my father when I was 3 years old on television. I saw him rehearsing in the next part of the house with the whole group. He basically kicked me out, but with my tears in my eyes, I just fucking didn't care. I just went around the whole fucking building and took something I could stand on and look through the window. I didn't give a shit.
You know he was doing something special. Yeah.
I was interested in the energy of it all.
Yeah.
The way they move, the way they use the instruments, the way they do little things for the instrument, the way they talk with each other to do something extra, the way they repeat what they did before. That whole, to me, I look at energy. That's the reason why I'm a World War II buff. I'm not loving people to kill them. I probably might.
Right.
But I'm not into that. I'm into energy. Everything is energy around me.
Yeah.
A woman could be energy to me.
Right.
A child could be energy to me. A dog. My television could be energy most of the
Yeah.
time. The records are energy. The vocals are energy. The sound coming from the speakers are fucking energy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fighting on the street and I witnessed that. It's energy to me. An accident with cars is energy to me. A little kid throwing his ice cream on the floor and starts stomping his feet on the floor is energy to me.
Yeah.
You get my drift.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's why I live for. I never wanted to be a musician. That came when I came in my first ska band, and that was in 1980. And then when I left the band, I said to these guys on the school, I said, listen, the next band I'm going to do is going to be a band that is the best from the country. Otherwise, I will not join them.
Yeah.
These people thought I was fucked up here. They said, this Rude Boy's a nice dude. We love him, but he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Later on, when they saw me in the Urban Escort, they said he always said it.
Yeah. And now he's done it. Yeah.
Ain't it funny how things work?
Yeah, it is. Yep. Comes full circle. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say something from your heart and your soul and your mind, all connected,
Yep.
and you say something like that, obviously subconsciously being conscious, sane, and honest about it,
Yeah.
that's the thing that will happen to you.
You speak it out into the world and it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, and I cannot put my finger on it, but I know myself. I guess that moment, because I only said it once, I said on that moment, I was completely in tune what I wanted. And that means heart, soul, everything about you. And I believe for myself, you don't have to believe in that. It's just what I'm telling you. If you do it like that, it's going to happen. But the question is, how connected are you with everything inside of you?
Right. Right.
Otherwise, you cannot bring it into fruition. And it's not something that you have to be conscious of. It's most of your subconscious most of the time. But funny enough, inside, you know what the fuck you feel.
Yeah.
That's all. You need to know what you feel.
Yeah. Absolutely. You got to be in touch with that. Yeah. Yeah.
It will not lie to you. It
Yeah.
will take a while. And then you realize, shit, wait a minute. I just succeeded in that, what I said years ago.
Yeah.
I
That's
wasn't
neat.
stupid then.
Yeah.
Because I every now and then I look back on that element. You shouldn't, but in this case, you should. I mean, and I realize, wow.
Yeah.
And who am I? I'm just this kid born in South America, coming on a plane, 5 years old, on my own, getting into a foster home. They fucking waterboard me. They threw me naked in a freezer. Because I didn't like applesauce.
Mm.
And the Dutch people love applesauce. So anyway, I mean, it's something nice. I don't know how you should put this. I just kind of, it amazes me how it works.
Well, this book sounds like it's really been a labor of love and you poured yourself into it. The question I have is, when will it be available for the rest of us to,
I think because of market wise in March, because they want to do like how do you call that? Ebook. And I have the rights for anything abroad outside the Benelux and Belgium, Holland, and Luxembourg. So it means for the USA, I have probably the best deal with the publisher.
And will there be an audiobook? I have to ask, will there be an audiobook?
Yeah, I want to do an audiobook. I will also want to do it in English. But the point is, I think I let somebody do it in English, and because I want to write later on different books. I'm going to continue with writing. It will be totally different than this, obviously, because I have a point where I want to go at observations and stuff like that. I love that shit. There was a guy in Holland who's was my favorite when I was young. No, I'm gonna try to master that. I'm gonna write this. This book will be out. I told you the stage. It's basically finished, but yeah, I told you what they doing, and marketing is totally different. So marketing, it's all about trust. I trust these people so much. This lady, I let her do her marketing thing because she claims that me as a person and the book are her private pets. She fucking wants to do this. That's great. You cannot tell her to waver or to stop, or she's gonna go all the way.
Yeah. And now my next question would be: I know you're not sure. You said that a little while back. You're not sure where the current project stands with a band name, and if you will continue as Urban Dance Squad or not. But irregardless, will you make new music with this current band?
Yes, and I already made an album for myself. My first solo album is a rap record. It's out almost. It's supposed to be in December, but they probably postpone it.
Okay.
The album is great. There's one song called John Lennon and Malcolm X. It's a very controversial song. I have friends. I'm only walking with giants. I have friends called Geishas of Doom. You should check them out. These are my brothers. They rock it out. They're loud. They don't give a fuck about management anyway. They don't give a fuck about.
Listen, man, coming from you, man, if you text me the name of fucking 5 or 10 musical acts to go check out just based on your recommendation, I'm going to listen because, I'm going to listen, man. You anytime you want to text me something that you find interesting,
and my album
more than likely I'll find it interesting.
My album is a rap album, according to me. I call it old school high tech, which means that you will realize, whoa, that's great but at the same time, the sounds are different. It's not like what the shit you be hearing right now.
Yeah.
And especially in the top 40 and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the streamings are garbage. I know exactly the groups and the crews and the bands that are no joke right now that you should check out. I can sum up a couple of names. They are incredible. And from Holland, Geishas of Doom, the Nemoners, and my own first solo album is incredible. I'd be very proud of it. I know when I'm turning 90 years old and I listen to that, I'm like, yeah.
And so these guys, and so the fellas that you named off before, Matthias, Axel, all these guys that you and DNA are working with right now, though, you guys will, as a collective unit, you guys will make new music together.
They are the band now. Are you on Instagram?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay. Try to connect with me.
I will.
And I'll send you will immediately follow them.
Okay.
Because, and DNA you obviously follow.
Yeah.
But on Insta, because Rude Boy Plays UDS has his different website there. Aside, and you will follow. You can also go on my URL is Rude Boy. How do you call it?
Rude Boy Rocks, I think. Yep.
And then you will find things, but you can also follow them. I will give you everything you need.
Okay.
And the album, I cannot tell you the name because I have to be careful. The name is from a. How could it call myself a genius? But the name is no joke. And nobody came with that name, so I have to be careful. Because everybody go, yo, that's a hell of a name. That's the album title. I cannot mention. Yeah, but the band is called like the crew, basically me and DJ DCS, who happens to used to work at Kiss FM New York for years. He was the DJ there. He's a turntablist, a scratcher. He's doing he knows everything about radio programming stuff. The kid is small, like a cat. He's a small cat. I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's old, not old, but in his 40s or something. But that dude is no joke.
And I know,
Uh,
and I know we talked the last time, man. As a fan, from a fan standpoint, you must be pretty excited that there's going to be a new album by Interpol.
of course.
Yeah, they're just about ready to start. I believe the drummer had surgery, didn't he, on his shoulder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm following him almost as much as I can. I
Yeah.
saw them at least 8 times or something. Um, if you ever get to talk with them, just tell them that I'm a fan from the get go, and it will never stop. I told David Kessler, who had his birthday not so last week or something. I told him, "Sir, congratulations, sir, Mister Kessler. I follow you every," and he liked that.
Yeah.
So I admire the band. I have the album Double Time.
Yeah.
I show you.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I think I saw it the last time too. Yeah.
And the other one there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So you talk about a guy who I believe that they are one of those bands. I got rescued a couple of times in my life because of music, and they are the ones who rescued me. You rescued me the last time.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to throw it all down on the floor. In 2000, it was, and it was in Germany, in the eastern part of Germany. My ex lives there. She's still a friend of mine, but she's not my. I have another lady who is, So, I walked on the graveyard, and I was constantly thinking about them. And then I realized I'm not gonna quit.
Yeah.
Because of them.
Yeah.
They made so much impact on my life. I believe in the atmospheres. I believe in what they are giving you as a listener. I like everything, their origin. It's a sad thing because I'm that sensitive that everything ends. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, absolutely.
We die.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not afraid of death. I just feel sad about it.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I think ever since my father died back in 2016, I've really started to think about my own mortality more. Because I think when your own parent dies, it's almost like you feel like, okay, I'm in the on deck circle now. I'm up next. You know what I mean? Like,
when did this happen?
He passed away in 2016. Yeah.
I try to help you. You'll see that it will be okay with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the pain doesn't come back every now and then. It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But keep in mind and try to focus on this. You will be your own force.
Right.
Your parents were there to bring you to that point. And when you already had your voice, you were still in the training wheels because they still lived on. Then the trailing wheels fell off and your little bicycle has to move on its own.
Yep.
But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the best thing in your life from now on.
Yeah.
Because it is you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got elements in my life that keep me young. I've got 3 grown kids, but I also have 6 grandchildren too. So that helps. That helps. Yeah.
Exactly. So I need to say nothing.
Yeah.
But focus on this, what I told you. So you you already know that. I cannot even explain that because I don't even have children, but I know.
Right.
But the point is, even then, focus inside of you and you'll see that bicycle is going to be even more with more force there on the road.
Yeah.
Because it's you only.
Right. Right. You're the one propelling it. Yeah.
And not only that, it's going to give you so much joy to do it on your own.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. I feel like what you created with Urban Dance Squad is really genius level stuff. I'm curious to think, man, right now, are there musical geniuses out there in your opinion still right now? And who are some of the musical geniuses that you look at and say, wow, that guy's a genius?
First of all, let me give you a name that you still already know. I consider Jack White one of the best.
Yeah. A genius.
Because he makes me, because if you ever talk to Jack White, you tell him this.
Yeah.
If he makes me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
His sounds make me laugh.
Yeah.
He is beautiful in the sense that what he does. This guy comes with things that I believe in. So we have Jack White. That's why he's a genius.
Yep.
The newest bands in America, I told you about Interpol. So
yep.
We don't even
right.
Genius to me.
Yeah.
There is a new band. Every now and then I heard a thing that I really like, but I have to figure them out. It's called Snowman.
Okay.
You know them?
Okay. I don't, but no.
They have a song called let me check for you. One moment. They have a song that is called, very funny. You ought to know something. I'm not sure. Let me check. Snowman. Let me check. Snowman. Oh, I have them here. You Can't Relate is the song.
Okay.
You should check them out.
Okay.
Let me see what I have in stock for you. I think that, but he's already doing things. He's gonna make one record, then he quits. That's called a rapper called West Gun. I love him.
West Side Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're from Buffalo, those guys, man. Like, there's a whole great scene out in Buffalo, New York right now with West Side Gun and Benny the Butcher and some really fantastic rappers, man. And it's really nice to see, because I'm an upstate New York guy myself. So it's great to see stuff that's not down in New York City, you know, but that's in the upper part of the state, you know?
This guy's no joke.
Yeah.
He cracks me up in the sense that I was told that he's going to make one record extra, and then he said he's going to quit after that.
Yeah. Well, because I think in that little collective there, he's almost kind of like the RZA. He's kind of like the guy that puts the other guys in the clique on. You know what I mean? He's not really the big force.
Tell this dude is bad. This guy's a bad motherfucker. I think he's great.
Yeah. Well, you know how we get down in New York.
Yeah, I know. These brothers are no joke.
Yeah.
I love them, man. If it's like that, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, because that's, to me, the blood of it all. You understand that mentality, that type of music brought like that. That's the blood of it all. Because I fucking hate other rappers like.
I'm glad to hear it does my heart good to hear that you're putting out a hip hop album, because my son is a huge hip hop fan.
He's going to love this one.
And when he tries, anytime he tries to get me,
the songs are funny.
Anytime he tries to get, whenever he tries to get me into newer hip hop, I just can't get into it. A lot of the stuff that's going on today.
I don't fucking hate it, but I hope he likes because he will realize it sounds, you might familiar, but it's totally something else that you ever hear, because and that makes you happy, because suddenly you realize song by song, it's a sound that you say, whoa, you know, it's not only sparkling, but at the same time it gives you confidence. It is like, yeah. I love this one, because it's done in an honest way, pretty fast, in the sense what takes time is the whole fucking making of the vinyl and shit like that. That's what I'm dealing with. But I don't complain, because these guys who got involved are called Sounds. They are Sounds Harlem Loves Vinyl, and they are a record store. And these guys are young cats who only believe in vinyl. They know everything about it. They only want to have good rock music and good rap. And they are open to many things, but when you want to be involved with them for your own vinyl, they have to admire you or consider you one of the cool guys to do. And Geishas of Doom, they make cassettes and albums. The latest one is a specific album for a specific guy. Every now and then I see the performance. Next week I might see them again. And these boys, they are something else. There's a guy called Peter Holkenborg. He plays also drums and guitar, and he lives in he's also in a band called Atlanta, and Atlanta deals with Yawning Man. He made a record with them a while ago. I don't know if you know the name Yawning Man. It's an American band.
No, but I'll check them out.
Yeah, they from LA or something.
Yawning Man? Look like yawning?
Yawning, like yawning, yeah.
Okay,
Yawning
okay.
Man. He made a record with them, and I saw them live back then. Woo!
I think the problem is, I think I tell my son that the problem I have with modern hip hop is it seems like the message is very derivative. It's a lot about girls and bling and Hennessy and
The
weed.
worst thing is I don't consider it rap most of the time.
It's very derivative. Yeah, yeah.
I fucking hate the beats. I fucking hate them.
I hate the beats too. I hate all that mumble rap and the speed of it all. You know, I just don't really like it. And you know, I grew up. I'm 51 years old. I'm in that same kind of age bracket as you. I remember when the rap really had a message. You know, you talk about
not only that,
your Public Enemies. Your KRS-One. You know,
it had pizzazz. It had strength. It had force. It had fucking everything, brother.
Yeah,
it's like opening a new sort of beer.
Yeah, yeah.
A beer bottle, and you're like, what the fuck?
And you learned from it. You really learned from it too. You know, you learned. You know, I mean, those guys were,
and they were going for something else before the money.
Yeah,
you know, these guys I love, like they like a crew like EPMD. You will not find anymore.
Absolutely.
Because Thurman is a guy, he wants to make great tracks, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't like it doesn't cut for him only to get, he needs the money, obviously, and it's an American, so that standard is different. But this dude just want to make great records first.
Right, right.
You know, and that's what I want to feel. I want to feel you're bleeding for this shit. I want to feel, yo,
yeah,
this dude is saying outrageous things, and it's entertaining.
Yeah, I know, and you know, it's like I said too. You used to feel like you were getting some education too, like when you listen to a KRS-One or you listen to Public Enemy.
Okay, they were really still the man.
Yeah, you know, they were letting you know. Like they were letting you know what was going on in the world.
Exactly, you know? Because he takes that shit serious.
Yeah,
the music is serious to him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you need to have. You gotta fucking, I don't give a shit how much money there is involved. I'm like Rick Rubin, meaning I need to do it for myself first. Other people say this guy's crazy. I need to do it for some more than that shit. What is he talking about? I'm like, well, if I fucking can live on the idea that I love it, you cannot destroy me.
Right. Yeah, passion is strong. It is. Yeah, that's a strong thing.
You need to have it, in my point of view.
Yeah.
All the other things I'm not interested in. These are nothing but titles. These are nothing but money. Money, in the sense, is good, but at the same time, it's awful. It gives you it give people the idea that money is like your wife or something. You have to love it. You don't have to love money. What the fuck you talking? I mean, if I have money, I'm probably solve your problems.
Right, right.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'm happy with that out of the equation. Even that's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm done. Some people say this guy's is lost. I'm saying, yeah, that's no problem. That's fine.
I completely understand what you're saying, man. Like me and my wife right now, man, we both work in healthcare. We're both nurses. We're making the best money of our lives right now. Our kids are all grown and out of the house. But yet I'm finding that even though I can afford just about anything I want now, I like living a minimalist life. I don't want a lot of things right now.
It's a lot of trouble also. And it's a lot of, you're getting sharks in the house without knowing it.
Yeah.
But the point is, you get them. I'm not shouldn't educate you. You know all these things.
Yeah.
The thing is this: music is supposed to be a force that rejuvenates. That's your confidant. That is your sole religion, basically. I don't believe in religion in that sense too much, but it should supposed to be your religion. It's
without a doubt.
will not disappoint you. Music delivers the goods, like Frank Zappa says.
Yeah.
Delivers the fucking goods.
Yeah. 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 And so when you make a rap album now, you know what I mean, because people know you from the Urban Dance Squad stuff, man, like what's your motivation when you make a rap album right now, man?
Well,
Is it
let
is it just because there's so much lousy rap out there?
No, that's not enough. It should be, again, from yourself. Let me give you an example. I give you the track listing. Okay, one moment. I show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Let me give me a moment. Bear with me one moment, because I hear this guy is. I send him the track listing, and I told him specifically. One moment. One moment. Where did I send it to? Fuckers. One moment.
I mean, I'm happy that you're
I
making
have
a new rap album. I'm super
Yeah.
happy that you're making
The
a
album.
rap album.
I cannot tell you the title. I'm too scared. But the first song is called Paratrooper. The second one is called Hand in Glove. The third one is Rudies Are Supposed to Be Surrounded, which is a ska number.
Yeah.
Old school stuff. The fourth is Lawmen and Criminals. The fifth is like High on H. H stands for heroin.
Yeah.
The sixth or something is Bereft at the T Connection. This is a story that your son never knows, and most of these cats don't know, but I got it from the first hand from my brother from the South Bronx, and he told me this story that I didn't even believe. So I wrote a song about it. It's called Bereft at the T Connections.
And is this rap album out right now?
No, not yet.
It will be, though.
I will tell you. Yeah,
Okay.
as fast as possible, because I talked with.
Okay.
What is it? The 6th or 7th is called Huevo, which means egg.
Okay.
The other one is South Bronx Mentality. Then the one is called Ghost of Keith Haring versus Cheddar. Then John Lennon and Malcolm X, and then the title song, and I cannot mention that one.
And now, why is the John Lennon and Malcolm X song going to be so controversial? What's the message there? Because you mentioned earlier in the interview that that's going to be an eye opener of a song.
I'm just piercing through the pride of some Black Americans.
Yeah.
Especially woke, because you see, you and I talk as human beings. Not once did we mention each other's skin color, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't want you to bow down. I don't want you to kneel for fucking what.
Right.
I don't want you to feel that you owe me. I believe you're a human being that is honest. Therefore, I'm a human being. I believe in the space Star Trek mentality.
Yeah. I always heeded the message, man. I remember Deeper Shade of Soul, man. Under the skin, we're in like Flynn.
Yes, exactly. Exactly that. And I just keep continuing doing that. But this one is like a shrapnel. It's lyrical shrapnel saying, I start the track with Will Smith shouldn't have smacked Chris. That's the first line.
Yeah.
Stating that Black people basically fuck each other up.
Yeah.
And still talking about uplifting the Black community. I think it's a crock of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't believe that if Black people should concentrate on each other, they shouldn't sell each other drugs. I believe that if you call your women fucking bitches, you cannot tell me that you want to uplift the Black race.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that being a colored person with so much intelligence that you are like Claudia Gay doing plagiarism and telling me that you do something for the greater cause.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I love what you're saying.
The line is, give me some John Lennon, please. Give me some Malcolm X, please, please, oh, please. In other words, I need them. I don't need you.
Right. Right.
So specifically John Lennon, specifically Malcolm X, And one of the guys of Doom's guys who's doing vocals also, that the guitar player, he I do the singing. Give me some John Lennon, please, singing. I'm not singing now.
Yep.
And he's singing, give me some Malcolm X, please. So we do the double times.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
And the beat is sick. It's outrageous.
I can't wait.
I'm telling you straight up and down, you're gonna love this one.
I can't wait.
And it's fire in the hole basically, but I probably get a lot of flack about it because, you know, it's so predictable, brother. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but good music, man. Fucking good music with a good message, though. I mean, I think we've seen it throughout the history of time. Like when Public Enemy did fucking 911. You know, good music that has a great message is always going to get some pushback. It just does. You know, that probably means you're doing something fucking right. You know,
it's supposed to be that way, that certain people don't like you and other people like. It's good.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like a household name.
Yeah,
I respect Taylor Swift big time, but at the same time, I don't care.
Right. That's cookie cutter music.
Yeah, she's living in a different dimension.
Right.
And I living in a different dimension. So
absolutely.
No bad things. I mean, I could kiss her on the mouth and say, I have a great time. But at the same time, I don't care if she takes herself so serious.
Right.
I just couldn't give a shit. I mean, let me put it this way. How would you talk about Jesus Christ and God by itself?
Right.
It's boring. Why?
Right.
They're so far away from us.
Right.
You rather go to the guys who come out of the dirt, out of the mud, and you're like, holy shit, that's some progress. Now, that is shit I want to deal with.
Right. It's not tangible. It's not tangible to us. It's not tangible to us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for the fucking book, man. I'm excited about everything you got going on, man. I always need more Urban Dance Squad. I always need more Rude Boy in my fucking life, man. Fucking music.
This solo album you're gonna love.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And I can't wait for the book. I absolutely cannot wait for the book. And I'm glad to hear there's going to be an audio version, man, because I've gotten into these audio books in the last couple of years. I had a couple of eye surgeries, man. So the audio books I can still read, but not for the amount of time that I used to be able to read. So audio books are fucking great.
I understand this. I understand this completely.
Yeah, audio books have been a godsend, man. I'm really digging them, man. It's like having somebody read your story. Who doesn't love that?
My girl, who reads extremely much, always did.
Yeah.
She her profession is also very, very cool. She has an ebook.
Yeah.
She has one, and it's a great thing. You know, you can how do you magnify the whole thing?
Yeah. Yep.
You blow it up.
Yeah, you can make the letters as big as you want them. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Yeah, the audiobook is nice too because you can have it read faster. You know what I mean? Like if you like the person's voice to be a little quicker, you know what I mean? It just, you know, but I mean,
the first chapter, I dropped basically something very painful there. It's it's called nothing rhymed. In other words, something was wrong there. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
And I could have started different, but I felt that was the first chapter because it deals with the reason, obviously, why I do not trust a lot of people.
Yeah, it's hard.
And the rage, because what they've done, I was just a ball in their hands and so small. The loneliness, I can describe that in many ways, but the confusion even, and those two combined are even worse because you cannot understand why they are doing this. And second, you think to yourself, how long will this last? Because on every element, there's an ending. So the only thing I figured, like, I have to stick it out till it ends, till they're tired of what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but then you're getting older and you make decisions.
Yeah.
The decisions are for your own, like you are the one who's making the decision. and you realize later in life certain things you have to change, other things you can't change. You try, because once the goods are damaged, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's
it is. It is.
And
Now,
if you notice, like many guys bigger than us in the music industry that we love and admire, they even David Bowie, who I met personally,
yeah,
um, hell of a guy. He didn't like his mother much. He didn't like her.
yeah.
And
Strained relationship.
he didn't have a nice relationship with her. He never liked her. So there's so many that um been through so much dirt and stuff that you ask yourself, well, because if you look at the characters, they're really nice, good people to talk with, good people to hang around with, good people making music and so on. But some of them are, something inside that's broken. Let me put it that way. And
Yeah,
that task in life is, how can I mend this? How can I make it all together or fill this gap?
yeah.
It's something that a lot of artists have.
I know that touring right now, man, is not as easy as it was back in the golden
Oh,
era of the music industry, man. But realistically, as an American fan, and I know that obviously, you're doing the UDS thing all over Europe, but realistically, as an American fan, will this show ever come here to the States?
I'm constantly thinking about it, but like I said, the tickets are one thing. Then the touring, maybe you can do 3 shows, but it has to be somebody who finances it, either from Holland or somewhere else.
Yeah,
And then it's we will not make profit. You
right,
you lose. But that's
right.
not the point. I knew that from the past. I mean, even Oasis has to go back then when they could have made it big in the States. They fucked it up, but you're not going to win that easy. You
Right.
have to prove yourself. You have to build things up, and now it's even worse. So the only problem is the tickets, something to eat, and something to sleep, obviously,
Yep.
and some transportation.
Yep.
Uh, then we would do it for that. But to consider that there is like a paycheck, forget it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Probably some money, but
Right. I know.
not
It's
like,
difficult.
it's the same for an American band who's really great, but at the same time not the biggest name in town. Come to Europe, it's the market is different. They have to build. They have to go through phases and a lot of work. Even now, especially now, but people like Fun Loving Criminals, obviously find their way, but they know what I'm talking about. And same goes for Rude Boy Plays UDS featuring DNA. I give DNA more like the on the forefront, and me, I go in the back because my name is already. It's also his legacy, so therefore
Sure.
I want him to do particular things, and obviously I'll let him do construction of the beats this time with drum, guitar, and bass, because I trust him. I know who he is, and I know he's doing fucking. He will do a job. I don't know if he can. He cannot master the thing, so we will find somebody else maybe to master shit. But we're working on certain things. But uh, the main thing is DNA figuring out beats, drums, stuff like that, guitars, which kind of lines, what kind of guitar parts will fit, so and so. Therefore, then I also come in and think to myself, okay, this speaks to me, and that means the sounds will give me words. I claim that sounds guide me. So I make the song complete. I put some substance there and uh, put a soul in the baby. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well put.
that's me.
Yeah.
So I can do many things because my solo record was a lot of as I always did. I basically was the first producer in the Urban Escorts from, should I say, the third album to the fourth and fifth. But no, the fifth I did. I left that because I was in Junk XL also. I was abroad in the States while they were in the studio trying to fix things, and then I come in and write these songs. I got tapes to work in the plane or in a hotel or whatever, wherever I was, and make the songs complete, put the soul in the baby. Yeah, well, that's how we're gonna work. DNA will be basically the center of it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, Rude Boy, as always, man, I fucking appreciate the hell out of having a conversation with you, man. I don't know where these fucking 2 hours went, but they went by like that. I can't even believe it, man. How fast it went by. I literally could sit here and talk to you all goddamn fucking night, man. I don't think I would ever get bored, man. But just let me just end with this, man. As a fan, man, you know, I always love to tell artists on here, man, you know, you've reached fans out here. I could speak from experience by saying, man, that I really appreciate, you know, the body of work that you provided, man. And, you know, I don't want you to ever think that it goes unnoticed, man. What you created with that band and what you continue to create is truly inspiring, man. And I love to see you doing good. I love to see you still out there creating, man. I love everything that you do.
It will be till the day I die, obviously.
Yeah. I appreciate the hell out of you, man, and I appreciate the time that you're always willing to give me, man. The last time I looked at our last interview, our last one was goddamn near 2 hours too. So I love getting on here and chopping it up with you, man. You're such a force, man, and I always get so much out of talking to you, man. Definitely keep in touch.
Hey, if you ever come to Holland, let us know.
Oh, of course.
Probably let you sleep at one of the guys. Or maybe
I'll be there.
Girl house. I'll put you, obviously take you with us.
Yeah, I would love that.
The food and drinks are no problem, you know.
I would love that. Yeah.
So, and then you can talk with everybody. You can get impressions and
that would be the best.
Guys.
Yeah.
And I will send you before I go to sleep because tomorrow at 5:30 I have to go up to work out heavy. Yeah. So, but whatever it is you need, I will give you that. When the album is there, I'll probably let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for the book too. I'm a huge book guy. I can't wait for the book. I'm excited about the book too. I don't think anybody's, you know.
I'm very happy with the book. Actually, it saved my life because for the first time, I don't feel like I have to bitch about these things or think about. There are other anxieties I have, but they got nothing to do with the things anymore that I've written in the book because this is for me the thing, and people can say whatever they want. I was there. I have people to back it up.
It's very cathartic. It's very cathartic writing a book. I've heard that from other people too. It's very therapeutic getting that stuff out.
If you have something to say in your own way and in the ideas, please do, because you will see. You gotta love writing actually, because I realized I wrote the fucking thing myself.
Yeah,
no ghostwriting.
Yeah,
and I got. Listen, these guys believe so much. Yo, I didn't show them not one word, not one chapter. So I had to come because of MC Brainpower. We had the connection. I saw the main manager, the guy who basically runs the company, not the owner. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
And the lady who's already known for bestsellers. I'm not saying that I have a bestseller.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But they believe so much in me. I talked 3 hours with them. They said, we're going to do it. We believe there's a book.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Moreover, they give me 10,000 euro. I split 2,000 to this dude that I don't like, but he got involved in the mix. And my brother, Brainpower, I gave money.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want it. But I'm a man of my word.
That's that loyalty. That's that loyalty you're talking about.
Just to show him I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
And whatever the money was, I still had money. You understand?
Yep.
So, and it was non-recoupable. They just give it to me because they felt, man, we want you so bad. That's it. I wrote 600 pages. Normally, guys come barely to 200,
Oh
300.
yeah, yeah,
I wrote 600.
yeah, yeah,
It was, and still, I couldn't tell you all the things
yeah,
because the band in the year, almost every day in a year, something was wrong with the group.
yeah, yeah,
So, and everybody told me my memory, I had to do it by memory, man. I mean, people said, even my girlfriend said, she's a writer actually, and she is a teacher and a head editor in a school in Rotterdam called the Hogeschool for Rotterdam,
okay,
and she is fucking. I can't even mention how intelligent she is, but she told me, yeah, it's a good book. It's
yeah,
okay, and she wouldn't say otherwise,
yeah,
but she would say otherwise if it wasn't the case because it's me, you know. She said, "Nah, it's a nice
yeah,
book,
yeah,
fucking nice." So I'm happy with it. I couldn't sum up. Some things I didn't mention because they were too painful for certain people to put on word. And it wasn't about me. It was, for instance, about Tress. Can you keep a secret?
sure,
What I didn't mention in the book. You see, if you are in a band, the loyalty's there, but also you don't put shit out on the
right,
street
right,
unless you have you walk away from people and they walk away from you. Then
right,
there's no loyalty there. So, but what I never mentioned in the book, to give you an example, is you see, Press and I and the band went on tour, and his back then his girlfriend uh had something going on with John Spencer Blues Explosion,
mm-hmm,
who actually is a big fan of us. And she also fucked with the guy, the drummer, Matt Cameron from Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, yeah,
And he came back home and just saw these condoms on the floor. Obviously, he was gutted. So in the band, we kind of felt sorry for him. So we kept it on a hush and told nobody. So these things I don't mention in the book because I would probably hurt him. And he can't do nothing about it because life is like that. These things you will not find in the book because they are too, I will hurt people then. But other people I might hurt, but they deserve it. Like this cook that you do not know, or this organization is doing like the promotion and Mojo concerts, doing Lowlands, Camping Flight to Lowlands Paradise. Yeah, well, I spill my guts on them. They deserve it,
yeah, yeah,
you know. But
yeah,
I got bones to pick with some of them, and others I don't. I most of the times I mention how it was that you get a hunch of certain chemistry and certain uh, uh, atmospheres in the group that is pretty interesting. How we got Deeper Shade of Soul and met Ray Barretto himself,
yeah,
which
that's cool, yeah,
fucking coincident. The guy was completely drunk.
yeah,
That night I didn't go out. I stayed in basically in that house where next to the studio in Brussels. And they came back and they told me this. They said they, of all places, they found this guy, Ray Barretto's crazy drunk. And Press went to him and said, excuse me, Mr. Barretto, you don't know us, but we used a song that you kind of wrote. So we want to know what the damage is. And this guy said, "Which song is it? We use this and that deep from Deep Shade of Soul." And he said, "Well, he put." He mentioned some amount of money, which was dirt cheap to my point.
yeah, yeah. He's probably
And
just
then he
happy
said,
somebody was using this song.
and he went on being drunk. I couldn't even believe what I heard.
Yeah.
But we never got complaints about Ray Barretto or whatever. I guess that he liked the fact that we came to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, you came to him, and in a lot of ways, man, you made that song bigger for him, probably. You know, you did.
it was a funny thing. It's things like that you will find.
Yeah.
A lot of things that pretty are, you know, explosive, or and other things you laugh your shit like this guy's crazy or this funny, you know. It's okay. It makes me smile. I mean, especially in the end, I'm like, okay, you know, I love the fact that we did it, because sometimes I cannot even believe how we did it. And most of all, um, um, it's a cross, a breed between uh Ik Young Kramer, which means me Young Kramer, was a very bestseller now back in the 60s, meets Catcher in the Rye,
Yeah.
meets Mein Kampf by Hitler.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm just joking with you, but I couldn't put it in another way. It's hard, but
Yeah.
try to think about these things. Sometimes it's pretty cold. It's like the how do you call that, accumulation or summing up elements, just as cold as what uh what was described in Catching the Rye by about Holden Caulfield and stuff like that. I love Catching the Rye specifically, and many other books, but Catching the Rye is a dangerous book for me, because it makes me sometimes sad.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when I get that, I feel like I'm not saying I'm losing it. I just want to fall off the earth. Actually, it's hard to explain, but I'm very sensitive, so therefore, I believe that Catcher and Rye is a dangerous book for me. I love that book.
Well, you've been super honest here, man. And I think when the fans watch this, and now we've been going over 2 hours now, man. I think when the fans watch this, man, you know, they're gonna say, "Wow, man, like this is a guy who lays it all out there, man." You know what I mean? And I think it's only going to help the sale of the book, man, because people are going to be intrigued to hear the story about a band like Urban Dance Squad that really didn't achieve what a lot of fans, I think, believe that it could have achieved. You know?
Yeah. But keep in mind, and I'll be honest with you, that this is all according to my own eyes and soul.
Right.
So, first of all, I know I'm not a liar. It's very important.
Yep.
But certain people, as always, you know, people might have a different opinion.
Yeah.
If they would be in conflict with me or saying I don't agree, I'm telling them flat out, well, that may be, but I don't care, because I was there.
Right.
And I know the dough. So that's the best thing, because Norman Capullos, that I mentioned before, he talked to my old A&R people.
Yeah.
He talked also with my manager, and I talked with him. So they will back all these things up, and even worse.
Yeah.
But you see, if you look at the book, that's from my point of view, and it is with also love that I describe the early years, the early days, the should I say the connection with the 5 people together, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was loyal for my point of view. I'm fucking loyal.
Yeah. It was something special. That moment in time was something special. It was.
And I was lucky to be there in the sense that I met so much great people, because Darcy Rexx from Smashing Pumpkins is one of the greatest people I met.
Yeah.
She was my fucking friend.
Yeah.
Okay. And I miss her. After so many years, I don't know where she is. If you can help me out, I would like to be with her in a sense. I want to talk with her, have a coffee or two.
Yeah.
Darcy Rexx I know the Smashing Pumpkins, especially Billy Corgan. I can talk for years about him, but especially Darcy Rexx.
Yeah.
she was all that. She was fucking
Well,
smart.
if I can ever land her on this podcast, you'll be the first to know. I promise you that. And I have tried. You know what I mean? There's so many people that I've reached out to, but obviously you're going to be successful with some people and you're going to be not successful running down other people. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes it's easier to run down people if they want to be found. You know what I mean? Because some people don't want to be found. You know what I mean? Or be accessible.
Exactly.
You know?
One last thing to you.
Yeah.
Get Jimmy Hazel on the 24/7 Spies.
I'm going to. Me and him have had a couple of conversations on
listen,
Facebook Messenger. He seems a little reluctant to do it, and I think the only reason he's reluctant is because I think in his mind, he probably thinks 24/7 Spies have not been as relevant as he probably would like them to be. But I consider them a lot like you, legendary always.
I know. I'm telling you right now, he will do it.
I'll get him. Yeah.
And what he has to tell you about 4 guys that we consider probably the best singers on the planet. All 4 are gone, and they were his best friends.
Yeah.
I'm repeating. He wasn't friend. They were his best friends.
Yeah.
You want me to mention them?
Sure. Yeah.
That's Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
That's Lane Staley.
My favorite vocalist of all time, Lane Staley.
Word of her. And what is this? Chris
Cornell.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell.
These 3. He was gutted because they were his best friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he tells you about Hendrix, if he tells you about Ronnie Drayton, if he tells you about what he actually sees when he plays guitar, you wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
Because did you know that he sees colors when he plays? Did he mention that?
Wow.
He sees colors, and the colors change because of the sounds might change in the guitar lines.
Yeah.
He's in color.
I'm going to have to double down my efforts and really make sure that I get him on here. I gotta.
If you get this dude, this is my best friend. I'm telling you, I fight for this dude. He knows.
Hold on a second, Rude Boy, because my son is going to jump in, and you can tell him about the album right now.
Okay, how are you? Where's that?
Let's get him in here, and you can tell him how great your solo album is going to be, because Rude Boy is just about to put out a solo rap album, and he's going to let you know, man, that it's going to blow away any of the modern rap. I told you, man, my son, we were just talking that my son is a huge hip-hop head. That's my son, Ryan.
How are you, sir? Ryan, how are you?
I'm great, man. It's an honor to meet you, man.
It is an honor. It is.
Your music, man, forever.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a lot. That's a lot of praise and stuff.
See, and he gets passed on to the next generation, Rude Boy. You see, I mean, I educated my kids the right way, you know?
Do you like, Ryan, do you like hardcore, like strange, heavy music by almost anarcho punk rock type of guys?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Rude Boy, you know what I do like is a whole possible day,
Yeah, we don't know what the hell you said at the beginning of that fucking show, man. And I think I tried to get you to clear it up the last time, man, when you guys played the Pink Pop Festival, man. And now I understand that you were saying something in your native language.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have a fucking clue, but
Dutch seems like to be almost like a torture, you know what I'm saying? I speak it fluent, obviously, and German also, but French a bit rusty, but
yeah,
Dutch is something else.
Yeah,
that was my best take on it, Rude Boy. That was my best take I had.
That's interpretation of it. That's all we heard.
If I can listen to it back, I will tell you. But
I'll send you the clip. Yeah. I'll send you the live clip from YouTube, and then you can tell me what the hell you were saying. Because it was right when you were about to you were about to launch into Deeper Shade of Soul. I know that.
Yeah, I need to hear it.
You were addressing the crowd, and you were definitely addressing the crowd for sure.
Funny enough, I never constantly look back on certain things unless I get.
I'm going to make you look back on this.
No problem. I will do it. I will do it.
Bye, Rude Boy. After that, you hit the most ridiculous running man of all time.
The best running man, yeah. Hands down, man. Me and my son have said for years, man, that you do the best running man of all time.
You people crack me up. Hey, listen, Ryan, I'm coming. I'll let you know when my vinyl album is out. It will be only a couple of 100 copies. The record is something else. But according to me, basically I'm going back at the same time. It's hype, like the new sounds that you don't hear that often, but it's not the sounds that you hear nowadays. It is a perfect combination of two worlds. I have a hell of the scratching is all the way live, so not clean cuts. It's live action DJing by a friend of mine called DJ DCS. That means definitely Clyde scratching. That's and this cat used to work for Kiss FM New York for a Funker client. He was so good that Funk Master Flex was jealous, and then one of the reasons why they want to get rid of him after 3 years.
Yo,
But
Kiss FM New York. That's from Utica.
Yeah. And I'm excited, man. I mean, not only is he still doing Urban Dance Squad, but he's about to put out first of all, he's about to put out a solo rap album, and he's about to fucking drop his memoir too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so give you an idea what that strange band was like. Yeah, certain elements you would say, okay. The thing with Rage Against Machine is quite a peculiar one, because what I mentioned in the book is completely. It all happened in the DNA Lounge in San Francisco, and I still love. Obviously, Tom Morello gives us all his regards and the best, obviously, but back in the day, it was something for the press in Holland to play this out, which we fucking hated. And once you get played out by the press, it's about survival of your own, which means that they use them as their champion horse. So we have to be a champion horse ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's not about being hating them. No, obviously not, because the second album, I thought it was the best thing ever. I bought that album immediately, and I loved Ghost Bump Parade from the moment I heard it. And
But nobody was doing it before you guys. Nobody was doing it before you guys, man. You guys are the inventors of, I don't want to say rap rock. You guys are the invention. You guys are your own fucking invention, man.
Yeah.
You guys are your own.
And the fact, this is a nice thing. When I performed that album on Pink Pop, in the back was Secular Rocha watching us.
Yeah. I just sent you the clip.
They don't do that. They don't do that if they don't like you.
I just sent you the clip. I just sent you the clip on your phone, man. So that's the concert that I'm talking about. And what the fuck do you say at the beginning to the crowd?
Let me check. One moment.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to check first.
We're finally going to get clarification here, Ryan. We're finally going to get clarification.
I don't know.
Let me check. One moment.
Okay.
It's the greatest interview you've ever had me tap in on ever.
I know.
Wait, one moment.
He had to.
That's facts.
I don't
I don't even hear what I was saying. Let me get. Oh man, I have to do it again. One moment.
Yeah, right at the very beginning.
One moment. Woo.
We might hear it from the man himself right here.
No, Jesus, one moment, because
I don't even think he knows.
no, I know. If I hear it, I know exactly, because I'm a Dutchman, So one moment, one small moment,
we
because
can't talk, Pops, because he ain't gonna be able to hear it.
I know.
I'm saying, hopefully, the thing was, I said in Dutch, de eerste keer begrepen ze het niet, so we doen het nog een keer, which means the first time we played this, they didn't understand one bit about it, but we're gonna do it again. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
okay.
You're saying you're gonna run it back?
Yeah, like saying the first time we played it, nobody understood. so we're gonna do it again.
Okay. Okay. That
Nah,
makes sense.
No funny shit though, Rude Boy. Me and my dad have listened to that shit a million times, and we laugh every single time.
Every
What
time.
the fuck is he saying right
Every
there?
time, because all we ever hear is possible that's all we that's
So I'm saying, we in English, I said we played it the first time. They didn't understand. They didn't understand one thing, so we're gonna do it again.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Finally, clarification from the man himself. And
Wait. Say it though in Dutch. Say it one time.
We speelden deze de eerste keer, maar ze begrepen het niet, dus we doen het opnieuw.
Oh,
that made my whole fucking 2024 right there. My whole fucking year was just made right there, Rude Boy. Thank you.
no.
For fuck's
No,
sake.
That's all you need to know. Is like what he's saying actually is we played it the first time, they didn't understand, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're gonna, you know, so I'm mentioning the fact that the first time we played Deeper Shade of Soul, people think, huh? But back where I was, not in the States, that was a different thing. But we figured like they can't understand what we're doing.
Right.
They were all, but so I said, I brought that on the table and told the crowd, because I had not so much time to do an intro. So that's the reason why I did it so fast.
Yeah.
Then I jumped in surprise, because that was it. But I'm just jerking around, I guess, because it's not, you know. Huh?
I got two more things for you, Rude Boy, that I need to say to you.
Okay.
One of which is from the same performance. At the end of the performance, you say, "Come on," about
34. We've counted this 34 times.
Yeah, we actually counted.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You
Come
said,
on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay,
Come on. Come on.
I guess I said that because of Public Enemy's Raise the Roof, I think.
Yeah.
Because I always have elements inside of me that I subtly use. And I'm thinking about Raise the Roof by the first album from Public Enemy on the second, before Mega Blast.
Right.
It's the song before Mega Blast on the second, on the side B side of Yo Bum Rush's Show. And come on.
Yeah. Okay.
I was doing actually the Terminator X bit, I guess.
Okay.
We counted though, Rude Boy. 34 times is the amount.
34.
Yeah,
34.
because I'm thinking I'm thinking, yo, I can hype up the crowd, but just they don't know what I'm using. I'm doing this Raise the Roof bit by Terminator. Come on.
Yeah.
No, we loved it, man.
Yeah.
And another bit I gotta say to you, and I'll say before I say this, shout out Sil. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but shout out Sil. And I got the hoodie on to prove it.
Whoa.
Sil in the video when he's no kid, when he's got the thing behind his ears. I don't know why that's so fucking awesome to me.
He's playing the bass. Yeah, he's playing the bass in the rain, and he's got the hood on.
With the ears.
Yeah. He's like that. He was always like that.
The ears.
He does. The ears, yeah, well, that's him. You see, these elements, to me, they are so natural because if you're in our band, no matter who you are, and we kind of feel like you're one of us or whatever, we don't look at your type of fashion or something. But you see, especially me, Silvano, and in a way, DNA were very outspoken fashion-wise, in the sense that every individual has his own type of style on that moment. And Silvano will be the guy who's basically the ultimate funketeer.
Yeah.
And anything that he feels comfortable with, he will do and use or wear.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
And do well.
Stefano always was this cat. I used to, listen, one day during Persona non grata, when we went to England for the first recordings in the same studio as Pearl Jam's 10, and later on, the third album of Oasis, there was the Rich Farm studio. He came with a purse, like this medieval type of ugly type of shit, like a purse. We used to call it Fledermaus, or should I say, a Beth purse for a Beth, like made by Beth skin or something, and it was ugly because there was this little bulb on it that looks like how you call, like a zip.
Yeah.
You understand? And he used to wear that with grace, but I felt we always laughed at him, and he didn't like that.
Yeah.
But he had shit like that. I'm like, Jesus, man, what an ugly purse. That's the ugliest purse ever. Fuck,
Well,
you talking about? Like, you see this fucking Fledermaus type of thing made out of fucking the most raunchiest type of leather, like medieval shit, and you put this ugly type of, it's not even a stone, it's like something you got on your face where you wanna squeeze it out, but the big
like a zit.
yeah. And I told her, this is the most ugliest fucking purse. I tell these boys, hey, look at his purse. He didn't like that one bit, because as soon as he starts getting mad or confused or not, he's starting to earn his dreads, because and then he will walk away without saying a word.
Yeah.
But he always had the different things. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
But the purse was the ugliest thing ever.
Well, I will tell you, man.
It
I
was
will
a
tell
wallet.
you.
No,
Actually, it was a wallet. The ugliest wallet ever. It's supposed to be in a museum, this shit. It was awful, man.
I'm gonna let you go back to your interview and do your thing.
Oh, I'm about done, man.
Hey,
I'm about done,
nice
man.
to see you, Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan,
I'm
nice
about done.
to
I'm
see
about
you.
done, man. We've been on since 3:40. We're going on 2.5 hours.
Oh
Don't
my!
worry about it. I need to
Hey.
sleep, though.
Yeah.
But nice to meet you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored too, but I bet that if we all come together, we have a nice laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you guys come to particular shows here in Holland, I put you on the list. You drink, you eat, whatever.
We got to get to
You're gonna laugh
Amsterdam.
with the other guys, because my crew of people, as
Yeah.
always, all my friends are
Yeah.
downright gold.
God damn it,
Gold.
man. We got to get to fucking Amsterdam. God
God.
damn. That's
Yeah.
got to be a bucket list. That's got to be a bucket list.
Heart attack.
I give you
Gotta be a bucket list trip.
if you need some info about that, keep in touch with me.
Yeah.
I can give you my telephone and shit. But you
I got
already have that, right?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it.
so whatever you need, and
Yeah.
make sure that you come when we play, especially in Holland, because then I can see you, and I
Yeah.
can probably get you somewhere where you can sleep for free.
Yeah.
So
Is the
just
DJ
let me know.
in the Charlie Brown shirt?
You have a Charlie Brown shirt.
No. If I DJ DNA did in all those videos. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot that one. But
Yeah.
DNA is again a type of guy that will wear
best.
anything that's humor, full of
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah.
We like that. We like crazy
Yeah.
stuff. I have a different form of humor, but humor is the best thing. I'm kind of raw, but at the same time, DNA is even worse because he comes with these word jokes.
Yeah, he's
and
a cool
like-
cat, though, man. He's a cool cat, and thank God that you guys are still doing it, man. We've been on here a long time. I know I gotta get.
Wait.
What?
The biggest question I have, and I don't know if this was asked the last time that you guys talked, and this was something that was huge in my teenage years. Me and my boy were trying to excuse me, create our own type of lingo. What's up with the ducks? Ducks categorize.
It says heart cries.
Yeah.
Yup.
What I'm trying to say, a duck is another symbol for a sucker, or should I say a whack MC, or anybody that doesn't believe in the things we're doing. That's a duck.
Okay.
Like he's quacking.
the duck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's quacking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's following. You know, like, have you seen the ducks at
Yeah.
Mother?
All in a row, following each other.
Yes.
Yeah. A
That's
follower.
what I'm using that. So a duck, like a soft punk or a duck back in the days, that was weak ass shit. It's like saying this fucker is quacking. He's like with his beaks on, thinks he's rapping, but he ain't. You know, it's like that.
Yeah.
I use these things, especially Clyde.
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 The other one.
Yeah.
To be a Clyde means you're a rock and roll hater, a hater of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, they called that Clydes. So, and that was like in the 50s, 60s, something like that. But I use these terms because, I feel like it. I sometimes I make words up. You know, I don't say nigger, I say niggo.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
Well, those are classics right there, man. Those are classics, man. Ducks and Clydes, man, have been part of our vernacular forever, man. But listen, I'm going to let you go to sleep, man. We've done 2.5 fucking hours. Let me just say while this man is on here, man, Mental Floss for the Globe and Life and Perspectives of a Genuine Crossover. The 2 first UDS albums are a must-listen masterpieces of fucking should be in everybody's fucking musical library, man. If they're not in your library,
remember, do you remember Through the Eyes of Jason?
Yeah.
I never understood how we did it.
Yeah.
Because I was not so long ago, I was listening to it. I'm like, God damn. If you hear the guitar, for instance, the drums, the rhythms, they fucking, I don't know how we did it.
Guitar player was in UDS. I can't think of his name, but
Trace
Monos.
And fucking albums were insane.
Trace Monos.
Trace Monos.
Trace,
his real name is Renee from Barneveld.
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah, an amazing guitar player, man. I mean, fucking one of the greatest bands. I tell everybody, man, genius music, man, coming from so many different directions, man. You know firsthand, brother. I love you to death, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you guys too.
Yeah.
Make sure that we keep in touch.
Always.
And whatever happens, and we figure it out. I got a lady friend of mine whose friend thing has she has a relationship, so that's not the thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
She comes all the way from Mexico City to see us, and then we make sure that she sleeps somewhere.
I will stay in touch, man. I will stay in touch, and we will definitely chop it up again like this again, man. I love having you on from time to time, man. Thank you so much for all this time, man.
You look great.
Thank you very much, Ryan. I catch you out there.
Yeah.
I catch you out there.
Yeah.
So I'm so thrilled to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll trust me. Once you're here, for instance, or I come to the States, you're gonna have a hell of a thing because DNA is crazier than you think.
Yeah.
My brothers are all cool. The guitar player is full of jokes. The drummer's nice.
There's a whole new
bass player is
squad.
probably one of the nicest people.
Yeah.
You're gonna love. You're gonna
There's a whole new band now. I'll explain it to you later. There's a whole new band, man. Him and DNA have gone out and got all new players, man. So, and hopefully there's going to be new
actually
music.
better.
Yeah, better.
I'm not fucking making this up.
Yeah.
Better than Trace Monos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't not really replace him, but you will see that my guitar player is incredible.
Yeah.
Matthias van Beek, you will see that once you saw him, you will tell me you were right. Because that you have to understand, Tres Monos gave him lessons.
Yeah.
Tres Monos himself was his teacher. And therefore, their loyalty towards him and respect is forever. But I told these dudes to play themselves, not trying to be Tres Monos, because first of all, that will not work. But second, you don't need to. You have to do your own with these elements. And they succeeded.
I'll faint in the fucking crowd if I hear Mental Floss for the Globe.
You can be on stage. We don't matter.
Yeah, we'll be up there. We'll be up there. Yeah.
You can probably stand next to DNA.
Yeah. Listen, Rude Boy, absolutely is always a pleasure talking to you, man. I will keep in touch, man. I love you to death, brother.
Have a good, you too, my brother. Have a good time, okay?
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.
I'll talk to you soon, brother. All right.
Bye. Bye.
Much love, Rude Boy. Later, my man.
Later.
I wanted you to stay on until the very end, man. That was, of course, the great fucking Rude Boy Remington from Urban Dance Squad. He's now still doing Urban Dance Squad. He's doing Rude Boy does Urban Dance Squad, but it's basically him and DJ DNA still doing their fucking thing, still bringing you all those amazing fucking songs. And good news is they've got 3 brand new players now. I think they're going to revisit this with some new fucking music. You also heard Rude Boy say that he's got a solo rap album coming out, as well as his memoir. Look for those things sometime next year, man. That is, and what an epic, legendary conversation, man. We went for 2.5 fucking hours, man, for fuck's sake, man.
Wrap it up if I'm on here, because my boy's got to get in the bath.
Yeah, well, that's okay, man. And for sure, hit us up with a FaceTime in a little bit, too, so we can talk to the kids.
I will do that.
Yeah. But that was the great. You can leave anytime you want, brother, man. I just wanted to bring you in here, man, and give you that opportunity to fucking chop it up with Drew. I wasn't even sure if you were going to come or not.
Close it out. I'm going to see you close it out.
Yeah. I'm going to close it out by saying this, man. Thank you to the great Rude Boy Remington. I was excited. The Freddie Mercury puppet back there was excited. His fucking teeth were fucking flaring the whole fucking episode, man. Excited as a motherfucker. Make sure to like and follow us on Facebook. This is where the cool kids come to chop it up, right here with your boy, Uncle Rexx. No place else, man. This is the place to come. Pod Scum. Like and follow us on Facebook. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for all the latest and greatest fucking content. And like I always tell everybody when I end one of these things, make sure to take it easy and keep it sleazy.